with tonight's episode of Beyond D&D. Welcome, everybody. So let's dive right in, because I was hoping to get started 22 minutes ago, but that was entirely my fault. So, let me find the summary for last time.
Ugh.
Flashbacky dreams. Kellum sees dead people. Dead Jeremiah is people. Wartalk meets Lake Monster. Lake Monster ate God. Going downstairs, because I think that's a good idea. Werewolves! Who would have guessed? Werewolves eat werewolves. Ew, should have guessed. Jeff and Wartalk hit good. Lycanthropy. Bad. Spooky ghost wolf. Shadra, nope's out. Fixed or find the way down. Brexit. Big circle room, many balls. Runes say balls go in holes, but not all balls. Reading rainbow. Shadra, shocked Pikachu face. Once more unto the breach. Where did those doors come from? Everyone, shocked Pikachu face. Alright, that's that.
Well, good.
I love these.
I'm glad. I'm glad.
I'm always in just awe every single time.
I have a talent. What can I say?
Yup.
For utterly inane bullshit.
Don't worry, me too. It's all good.
All right. So, you all did end by solving the first puzzle and opening up two doors. Well, two doors and a doorway inside of the large circular room that had housed the puzzle that y'all solved by pooling your knowledge of various languages together. So
Yes, that-
there is a door to your left, to your right, and sort of directly in front of you across the room from where you entered. What would you like to do?
Honestly, listen at the doors.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll listen in like the big main door.
Okay, so the big main door mostly is just, as I said, it's more like a doorway. It's kind of like a stone arch with no discernible like edges or anything, other than sort of like a slightly raised stone outline to it, like pavers, rectangular pavers going up it into an arch.
I will
As
listen
you-
through the door holder
As
that
you,
currently does not have a door.
yeah, as you listen through it, go ahead and make a perception check for me.
Okay. What is my
18.
percent?
Are you also listening at the same door?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Well, that's a good way to start the session. I rolled a natural 1.
All right,
Don't
get him
worry.
out early. So Jeff, you hear a sudden shifting in the stone next to you as you're intently listening. Ah! And Kyan is right there next to you, also listening, and that's what you heard. Is her just going.
You
All right.
could have warned me a little bit. Sorry, I'm a little bit on edge.
There was a lot of electricity in this room just a moment ago.
Yeah. Also, we've been fight. Also, I
got
got
around
bit
that.
by a werewolf, so like that's not cool.
Details.
Anyway, I'm not hearing anything about you.
You said you got an 18?
Yes.
Okay. On the other side of this door, you actually hear a very faint, almost like rhythmic. It's I wouldn't quite say sonorous, but it almost sounds like music. But it's very like it's not percussive, but it sounds almost like a dull rhythmic like chant almost like you get this dull deep sort of reverberation, but it's very faint.
Oh.
Which door is this?
This is the big central doorway.
Oh,
There's a fucking generator behind here. That's what the electrical trap was. Never mind the magic runes. There's a backup generator.
The magic runes were just to tell the generator to turn on.
The magic runes were just a
There's-
ruse. This is Scooby-Doo now.
There's some sort of like a deep Would you call it a hum?
Yeah, it's a hum, but it definitely like ebbs and flows very
Yeah.
rhythmically.
Well, that sounds spooky.
Somebody's humming.
Unfortunately, spooky's probably where we want to go.
Let's check the other 2 doors.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll try again on the left door. I want to redeem myself.
Okay.
All right, gang, let's split up.
Wait a minute.
Who's checking the right door?
I'll
I'll
check the
go
right door.
left.
Okay. I rolled a 15 on the left door.
Okay. Kayana, do you want to help him and give him advantage, or do you want to roll on your own?
And I'll give him advantage.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, that would actually help. I got a 22 now.
Nice. Okay, on the left door is utter silence. And you listen really intently for quite a while, sort of just waiting, seeing to pick up even a little bit. And you actually catch like the smallest hint of what Kayana was talking about, but it's definitely not coming from through the door you're at. It's just sort of reverberating through the walls, and you're picking up like overtones of it.
I think I'm hearing what you're hearing now, but I don't think there's anything behind the door. At least nothing that I can hear.
No, me neither.
And right side door. You said Shadra, you were going?
Yep.
Okay. Wartalk or Callum, are you going with?
I'll help listen.
Sure.
Just perception.
Sorry.
And that is a 25.
Okay. At this, you can hear what sounds like rushing wind. Like a slight like kind of sound. I have no idea how well that translated through the mic. I promise my sound effects are good in real life.
Sounded whooshy.
Okay, good. That's all I was really going for. And it's for the most part constant. There is a little bit of ebb and flow to it. Just it sounds natural, organic, not like mechanical, something that just is constant in I don't know, like constant wind speed. It doesn't quite sound like that. It ebbs and flows a little. But it does kind of sound like rushing wind.
Okay.
Is that maybe a way in and out?
Could
Oh.
be.
Maybe we should check the left door first, because I didn't hear anything behind that one. That might be the safest one. Does anyone object?
Are we on
No.
the left right now? Should we maybe? I mean, we could maybe
do.
come back to that.
Yeah,
We'll just check out now.
I do have an idea.
Okay.
So
Maybe.
I could do some scouting by first turning invisible and then turning into something very small and innocuous, like a spider.
I could also help stealthily search somewhere. I think. Hold on. Carry on.
Okay.
Maybe.
Not sure what exactly we carry on with, but Kayana, do you want to try your thing, or are you waiting for him?
Well, I'm just waiting for, I guess, any sort of consensus. Do we think this is a shitty idea or not?
No, it's probably a good idea.
It's probably a good idea.
I don't know if you need to be invisible necessarily,
I mean, it would help.
depending on what you turn into.
I mean, this place is infested with werebeasts. It's probably better to be as safe as possible.
So
I also can't go invisible once I become a spider, so...
Yeah.
the middle one, like the middle archway, wasn't actually a door. It's just an archway.
Yeah.
Correct.
So that's where we heard most of the noise.
Yes.
Okay.
Through the left door, we heard nothing, and through the right door, we heard some, like, swooshy wind noises.
Let's break down the door to the. Let's squeak him.
Break down the door to the right, you said?
Oh, I'm really quiet, weren't I?
Yeah.
You are.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Okay.
can hear you now, though.
All I
I
heard
was
was
eating.
Blitzkrieg.
Much better now.
Yeah, my bad. I was eating.
All good.
Had the mic up.
But I think
So what are people
maybe
voting for?
I'm gonna vote for Kayana scouts ahead because that's probably the most sensible idea.
Oh shit,
Yeah.
Jeff is not advocating bashing in the door. Guys, Magnus isn't charging in.
That's not
feel
Jeff.
like-
Rushing.
Yeah.
in.
Oh god, it's the werewolf. It's made him tamer.
I stabbed the mimic.
Hmm.
I mean,
Excellent.
Yeah, I think scouting might be a good idea.
Okay.
Cool.
Does anybody have okay? Like obviously I could be a spider to fit under the door without opening it, but I could also be something that is moves a little bit faster too. Do we have any preference?
chipmunk.
Oh, chip.
What
Um,
about a rat? Or like a
So
mouse?
A rat has the same move speed. A cat has a lot more.
Yeah, but we haven't seen any. It should be something inconspicuous, right?
I
Like
feel
something you expect
werewolves
to
would
find
chase
down
down
here.
the cat.
I'm also invisible.
You could do a werewolf.
They'll smell the cat.
Oh, that's a good point.
Yeah, maybe
Yeah,
you
we'll
should
just
just pick
stick
the
with
spider. Yeah.
spider's a good
Okay.
idea.
All right, it's Spidey time. First, casting invisibility on myself,
Okay.
and then becoming a spider, a spooter,
Okay.
and
Are you going through the
Going
right
through
door?
the left door
The
that
left
had
door.
no.
Yeah,
That's what.
left door first, then right door, and then we can go see what's down the main hallway.
Okay.
Yep. Invisibility lasts for an hour, and I can be a spooter for 3 hours.
Cool. Alrighty. So, as you all watch, Kayana disappears, and then like you reach out where she once was, and she's not there anymore because she shrunk down into a little itty bitty spider. And as you
Nobody moves so we don't step on her.
Kayana, you scuttle across the floor, deftly dodging the hopefully immobile feet of your compatriots.
I'm not moving a muscle.
You come to the left side door, and it takes you a moment to find sort of going along the underside of the door and the cracks. It's a pretty well fitted door to the jam, but you do eventually find a little crack where you can squeeze your tiny spider body through. And on the other side, you see an interesting setup before you.
Oh fuck! Okay.
You see two long chains, maybe 20 or 30 feet tall, stretching up to the ceiling. And on the end closest to the ground, there are two hefty masses, sort of in like a capsule shape with a point at the tip. They both sort of end in these circular pits of what looks to be sand. The room is otherwise quite empty.
Are there any? Is it a dead end?
It's hard to, as in, like, are there any other exits? Is that what you're asking
Yeah.
specifically? No, none.
Interesting. I think it's time to check the other rooms.
Okay.
Because the spider can only do so much.
Fair enough. All right, so you scuttle back through, all of your teammates still kind of frozen in place, worried about stepping on you, and you scurry across the floor. Shadra,
Let's try
you
the
like
right door.
you for a brief moment have a preternatural sense of hearing and hear just the tiniest little skitter. And kind of you approach the right door and sort of same thing. I actually want you to make an investigation check this time to find an entryway.
That's not very high. 10.
Okay, you find one. It does take about 10 minutes, however.
Oh, Jesus, okay.
You're small, you can't move very fast, and it happened that like you went on the wrong side, and so the first one you found was like almost at the very top. So it took you a little bit of time to find one, but you do eventually find it, and you scurry inward around the crevice in the doorway, and you find a similar looking room in terms of structure. It seems to be a mostly circular room with no other entrances or exits. But you very immediately see and feel the source of the rushing sound that Shadra heard. It is not wind per se. There are 4 gouts of flame jetting forward from sconces on the walls, seemingly magically propelled. All 4 of them, in sort of perpendicular lines, cross in the center of the room, all of them intersecting on the top of a pedestal, wherein you can just make something out in the flames. Make a perception check to see if you know what it is.
Okay. That's a D12. I don't want to roll that.
That's not going to give you a very good chance.
22.
Okay. It looks, you can see every now and then as the flames sort of sputter momentarily, you catch a flash of bronze in the fire, and you look for a moment longer, and you can begin to sort of see a shape among the flames. It looks to be a key.
Okay. Alright, that is useful.
Sort of at if you were to rotate the flames 45 degrees on 3 of the other 4 sides of the room, sides, it's a circle, but you get what I'm going for,
Yeah.
are 3 large blocks made of clay that are sort of set a little bit into the floor on this track that makes a square about the center pedestal.
Okay.
The track is recessed into the floor maybe 8 inches or so, a little less than a foot.
Okay. And there are 3 of these clay things, you said?
Mhm.
Is there a 4th that's already been pressed in, or?
No.
No.
There seem to only be 3.
Man, there's some weird geometry in this room.
Do you need a visual
four-cornered
aid?
circle?
I can I could draw something out real quick.
It might be helpful, yes.
Cool, sure. So actually, I'll do both. So the room you're in right now. Sorry, I'm not a good artist, but it'll do.
It's fine.
Also, should draw faster.
You do your thing.
Wow, pen. Maybe right. Sorry, I'm slow.
Take
All
your
right.
time. It's all good.
No, we're on stream. I have to keep everybody entertained all the time. All right. So here's what you got. I know my art is wonderful, right? So the room itself is
Okay.
circular. The 4 gouts of flame are these, and then the track is in a square around it. And each of the corners with the colored in blocks, those are the clay things. Except that this one doesn't exist. My brain craved symmetry and drew it anyway. This is the door that you came through.
Okay.
God, psychology's weird. All right. So that's the room you see before you in beautiful pen drawing.
Okay. It's time to look at that center room.
Make an investigation check for me. This is a hard one because this is almost just a wall of solid rock.
17.
Unfortunately, you do not find an entrance.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Okay.
DC on that was 20. My apologies.
No. Foiled again.
All right.
Okay.
So about
think-
half an hour has passed between you investigating these rooms and sort of figuring everything out.
Okay.
Maybe a little less, but approximately.
Well, if one of them, well, if two of them are a dead end and I can't get into the third, I think it's time to unspider myself and report my findings.
Okay. So you see as at a
I
random
also
point.
pointedly forget to turn off invisibility. I'm just gonna let that one run.
So you all you kind of hear shuffling a little bit as Kayana turns back into a person, but you don't see anything. And then you just hear her voice begin to relay things to you from the ether.
Hi, Hannah. Where are you?
Hi, I'm right here. And I just tap
No, you're
tap
not.
the shoulders. Yeah.
She's a ghost! Somebody stepped on her!
Oh no!
Dang
No,
it, Jeff.
Are you
no.
okay?
Warthog, was it you?
No, probably not. I don't know.
Wait, calm down. So, okay, this right door here. That's not wind, that's fire. There's just
Oh.
something spewing fire.
Cool.
It's coming
Great.
from 4 different points of the room. It's all converging on one point, and in the point there's some sort of key.
Okay,
A
so
key?
this is what
Can we
the other
open it?
room looks like vaguely. So these are
Okay.
the sand
Oh.
pits, and then these are the pendula, and they both rise up towards the ceiling.
I'm also going to describe that.
Hmm.
And
Can
you
we
can
go
get
get
in
the
the
key?
center door?
No, I could not get into the center door.
Does the center door have like a keyhole or something?
Are you asking
If
that
it
to me
did,
or
would-
Kayana? I'm asking DM, looking to see if there's a keyhole, because Kayana mentioned the key.
Okay, go ahead and make an investigation. Actually, make an Arcana check.
Oh. 15?
You do get the sense that there's something magical about the door, although it's hard to place exactly what.
Magic.
That makes sense. I don't know magic. Yeah, but
I'll
I think I don't see an obvious like keyhole on this door, so it might be like some kind of magic thing.
Can I check it out?
Go for it.
24.
Okay. Warthog, you are able to tell that a certain object, like you can sort of feel the magic emanating from these two particular points, and there seem to be 2 different semi-magical keyholes. And by magical, I mean or semi-magical, I mean you can figure that should the key be brought near, the key will or the keyhole will reveal itself. That seems to be the most straightforward way of opening it.
Okay.
However, with a 24, you also gather if you can't get the keys, there's probably another way to get it open.
Okay.
You don't know exactly what that is, but there's definitely like a secondary way to break through the enchantment.
It's called Jeff.
Right?
Yeah, I was gonna say. Actually, though. All right. So it does look magical, but I'm getting a sense that Jeff, you can probably just ram it down.
You think I should try?
I
No,
don't
no,
think
I'm
that's
screwing
what
with
Matt said.
you. No.
No, by all
it-
means, go for it.
I mean, I
It-
can try if you want me
No,
to.
no, wait, no.
It
no,
looks
Jeff,
like
wait.
rock, though.
No, Jeff, don't. Please don't.
No,
Okay.
please do.
Suddenly, you find the sharpest rock and die. It seems like there's 2 invisible keyholes, so I'm guessing we get a. Well, so keyholes is kind of magic keyholes. They might not actually be a key, though it sounds like one of them's actually a key. So we should go into the rooms and get keys, and then we get it near the hole, and then we stick it in, and it opens.
Why does this need to be magic?
What you got against magic?
Like it seems like it's still like a key in a keyhole. Like why does someone feel the need to make it magical?
Well,
Keep
because
people like you out.
yeah.
Oh well, I guess so. All right,
So-
well, cool. All right, so we know one of the rooms is a key in it. Let's try that one first.
Let's go into the fire room.
I love you people.
Fire room, yay!
I meant it in the
No,
way
it
that
was good.
to keep
Good.
people who don't know magic out.
Yep.
But like,
Wait, what do you
But,
mean,
like,
you people?
That does make
it was
sense.
all in context, it's also specifically Jeff Proof.
Yeah, dang it. I guess +8 athletics can't solve everything.
No.
Darn.
Darn shame.
Can solve a
Alright.
lot of things, though.
It sure can. Solve the
Alright.
whole first puzzle dungeon.
So the
Yeah,
red
it did.
door.
Yeah, we're trying the right door first.
Okay, the door is not locked. It opens freely,
Good.
Cool.
and it opens into this room of flame.
How wide are like the fire jets?
From wall to oh wait, you mean like breadth, not towards from the wall to the center?
Yeah, like
Maybe
I guess
4 feet.
Okay. How wide are the cubes?
Approximately the same.
Okay.
My drawing was not to scale.
Can I try pushing one of the cubes?
Sure. Make an
Alright, I'll do that.
athletics check.
Oh god, yeah. That is a 22.
Okay, you push that cube damn good. You push it along its track and move it in front of one of the jets, I'm assuming?
Yeah.
Okay. As you push the block into place, the flames lick at you and you feel this uncomfortable warmth. But you are not close enough quite that the fire is burning you. And as you shove the block into place, and it fully takes up the width of this gout of flame, the fire sort of licks along its sides, but does no longer reach the center of the room.
Neat. I'll push the other 2 blocks in front of Flame Jed.
While he's doing that, can I ask a question?
Sure.
Does the key look like it's fastened down or just kind of sitting there?
Fastened.
Dang.
Mage hand.
Carry on.
I mean, you can
I
still
sit down
try
and
it. The
wait.
fastening might not be strong enough to resist Mage Hand.
I mean, it's a cantrip. I'll try it.
Okay. Make a... You're not Arcane Trickster, so you don't have Mage Hand Ledger Domain. So I'll say make a Sleight of Hand check for it.
Oh, sleight of hand might give me a plus of something. 11.
Unfortunately, no. It holds tight. Yes, I did just roll to find out what the DC was.
That's fair. That's fair.
Can I throw a javelin at it?
What'd you say, Christine?
I've done that before.
Throw a javelin at it? Sure.
Yeah.
Wait. No. Hold on. Don't damage the key. He's just pushing the blocks. I was just trying to help, but don't damage.
Alright, I'll put all of the blocks in front of a Flame Jet, but there's only 3 blocks, right?
That's correct. So you have effectively blocked 3 of the 4 gouts of flame.
All right, Jeff. It was a pleasure serving with you. We're gonna need you to block that last flame.
How about you do it?
Rock, paper, scissors. Let's go.
No. Okay, don't stand in front of the fire. I mean, like, you know how you have like your like magic crap to like make water float?
Magic crap.
Can you
I
like
feel
make
like-
like a water bubble and like put it in front of the flame to block it off long enough to get the key?
That's a lot of fire.
Angry Bees says do it.
I
That
mean,
was to Jeff ramming down the door.
if you need
was
more
that
water,
long
you can
ago?
borrow my.
I mean, I've got like four water skins.
Is my Twitch thing that
Yeah,
far
you can borrow
behind?
mine if you need more water.
I'm gonna reopen it and see if that helps.
It doesn't
Oh
need to be.
wait, no, actually, Jeff, you're a genius. Oh god, I feel nauseous for some reason. Anyway, how much water do we have? Can we just freeze an ice block big enough? Do we have enough water for that?
I don't think we need to use ice. Could you like, you could make like a little like thin square of water, and like just hold it in front of the fire, maybe.
And it'll evaporate.
Oh well, I guess you'll need a thicker cube then.
Yeah.
It doesn't need to be there forever. It just needs to be there long enough.
I mean, I can try. I'm not following the plan to just throw the water in front of it for a second.
Yeah, just like use your magic to like hold the water in front of the flame jet. Like, you know how like the cubes are blocking the fire?
Yeah.
Make like a water cube and like hold it in front of the fire. Can you do that?
A water cube. I mean, I can only shape water right now.
I have
So I can
something
put some
else
water in
I
front
could
of it.
do.
Was that kind of
I have something else I could possibly do.
okay? What is it?
So I actually have 2 Earth spells right now. I could... Now, don't be scared by their names. I could either cast Earth Tremor, which...
Let's not do that.
Yeah, I don't know if that's.
We're underground. Let's not do that.
Okay, fine.
What's Plan B? Sorry.
I don't think you want that one either.
Well, what is it?
So I have this other spell called Erupting Earth.
Let's not do that one either. Let's especially not do that one.
Can I
You
investigate
sure?
around?
Eruption sounds
See
so
if-
safe. What exactly are you looking
Right.
for?
See if we're missing something. An extra thing that can slide out of the ground, or
Sure,
something on the walls.
Make an investigation check.
Oh, and then I've got another idea after this. Oh god, where'd my die go? That I rolled a 2. So anyway, Jeff,
Yeah.
can you just push over that pillar?
I can try. Is it hot? I guess there's fire blowing on it.
That was my idea.
To push over the pillar? Oh, that's what you're using it for?
Yeah, with my spells. But we can have Jeff do it too. I mean, he is very strong and good at knocking things over.
Yeah, I mean,
Good with either way.
we have to do something about the fire, but like,
X3IC says, why not do both? I think in reference to what you guys were talking about a little bit before. The Earth Shatter and Earth Tremor.
He
Sorry.
just wants to
Earth,
see us
whatever.
suffer.
I don't want to die.
Too bad.
Suffering.
Okay, I have an idea.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Could I use my ice breath to like freeze the fire shooter to turn it off?
You can certainly try.
Okay, I'm gonna try that.
Okay.
You can use your ice press to make snow. I think snow has a higher R value than ice does.
I don't think I can do that.
Nerd.
How long does your fire breath go for?
It's an attack. It can be used as an attack action, so let's say 6 seconds.
Yeah. Can you do it indefinitely, or is it a recharge?
I can only do it once per short rest, unfortunately.
Okay. So what are you all doing while he's going to do this?
I mean, we should probably look at the fasten and make sure that we can grab the key in the 6 seconds we have.
Oh yeah, that's
I'm
true.
gonna so I feel like there's a fastening. Shadra, you should probably be the one to try and unloosen it.
I was getting ready to say.
I'll pour some of my water skin on your hands, to give them a little bit of resistance if the fire comes back on, and then I'll use 2 more of my water skins to try and help with the freezing the wall of fire.
Okay. So, Wartalk, I want you to make an Arcana check.
Okay, I don't know where my good die went, so if it rolls bad, I'm sorry. That's a 22.
Okay. You are able to get your water into a good enough shape that it actually does help, Jeff. Jeff, as you rear back and unleash your ice breath upon the gout of flame, it does sputter and falter for a moment, Shadra, which gives you enough time to rush in there and try to do something with it. So I want you to make an investigation check.
That is a 24.
Okay. You quickly analyze the mechanism that's holding the key in place, and it seems to be a relatively straightforward series of interlocking parts that once you click 3 of them open, the key will be released. So I'd like you to make a sleight of hand check in addition, and that will be
Sure.
the end.
Nat 20.
Nice. All right. So as Jeff blasts the flame with his ice breath and stutters it, and Wartalk puts up his wall of... Are you freezing the water or just shaping it?
I'm just shaping. I'm letting the
Okay.
ice breath freeze it if it can, but I can only
Yeah.
do one
Yeah.
at a time, I'm pretty sure.
So Wartok creates this disc of water to hold the fire off even longer, but Shadra doesn't even need it as she darts in, quickly analyzes the mechanism, undoes it, pulls the key, and is gone before Jeff is even like finished with his breath. You have a
get
key?
it? All right.
Yep.
As soon as my ice breath runs out, I'm gonna run away from fire.
Okay. Wartok and Jeff make dex saves.
Oh, wait, was I that close
did-
to it?
Probably.
We
Well, how
probably
long?
had to
How
get
far is control water?
Uh,
shape water.
My ice breath has a 15-foot range.
I guess you could stand off to the side and do it. Yeah, you guys are fine.
shape
Okay,
water's
cool.
fishy.
Yeah, my ice breath is a 15-foot cone, so I'd
Yeah.
probably be fine.
Yeah. What did you say, Wartok?
30 feet range.
Yeah, you're good. Never mind that.
Okay.
Neither of you
nice.
have to make your saves. You're all good.
Trying to kill me? Thank you. I
No, it was
appreciate
only
that.
gonna be like a few dozen damage.
Oh, then screw you.
Alrighty. One
You got
key
the
down.
key?
Cool.
Do you want to check the key in front of the door to see if the soul appears?
I
Make
guess
sure it
so.
work.
Yeah, we might as well. We definitely need two to open it completely, but we can start with one. Get it in there.
Yeah.
Okay. As you approach the, yeah, Shadra.
I mean, we did see what happened when we didn't finish the first lock correctly all at once.
Oh yeah, that's a good point.
The rune
Would
is
I-
no longer on the floor of the room.
Okay.
If that gives you any faith.
Yeah,
Would I-
why don't we, let's just go ahead and do the second room just to be safe.
Okay. So, entering the second room, you find it similarly unlocked, and within you see the two pendula that I had described before, resting in pits of sand.
So, I'm stumped. Does anyone have any ideas?
Oh shit, I actually should have told you this, Kayana, so I'm really sorry. There's actually an inscription on the floor between the two pits. I failed to mention this when you perceived the room, my bad.
All good.
The inscription reads, "In the hands of time that spin, one loss is another's gain. The sands of time will ever sink, till harmony rings bold and true. As a top and its mirror spin, so must move these masses twain. When forth and aback are in sync, the way forth will be shown to you." And I will copy that and put it in chat. Which apparently has 23 messages I've missed. What the fuck is wrong with you people?
It's not even me this time.
Mac and
So,
cheese. Dragon
I'm
tentacles.
stumped.
Werewolves are running on renewable energy. Love it.
That sounds pretty good.
I mean, I think it's telling us to make the pendulums move in sync.
Oh. I guess that would be a
Sounds
good
right
first
to me.
start.
This is gonna be hard. We don't have two Jeffs to tackle something.
No. How big are the pendulums?
They are approximately the size of a halfling. They're a small size creature if they were a creature, but they're not a creature. Promise they're not
So
mimics.
bad.
Do we move one clockwise and one counterclockwise?
I
think
think
so.
I guess so.
All right, let's go for it.
How you want to do this? They are over pits of sand.
Oh no, not sand. My nemesis.
Oh,
I
well,
walk
I mean,
on the
they're...
sand.
Oh. Okay.
Okay, make a dexterity saving throw.
No, I'm just... Oh crap, no.
You said it, man. I got
Yeah, no,
nothing
I
to do
didn't
but
say
go with it.
Hold on. It's my saving throw. 14.
Okay, Wartok walks into the sand, goes, "Oh no, sand, my nemesis," and like immediately upon his foot hitting it, it begins to just sink, and you go like 6 inches down, now 8 inches, now
I rush
now a
forward and
foot.
try to pull
Bro,
Wartalk out.
Okay, okay.
I rush forward and try to pull Wartalk out.
Make an athletics check with advantage because you're getting rope from Kayana.
It's sand. What? Oh no.
Okay. 24.
All right,
with
you
advantage.
pull Wartok out.
All right,
Like
guys.
I said, there was sand.
I was agreeing. Sand is my nemesis. Did I stutter?
Look, man, we don't have time for this. Just don't go in the sand anymore.
So did it just like start eating him, or was it like there was a cavity?
It seemed a lot like quicksand.
Okay.
Okay,
We're Indiana Jones in this shit.
So
quicksand.
I've got to try because one of these days it's gonna work. I mage hand to push it.
Okay, it does move a little bit. Not a ton, but a little bit.
Okay, I'll push the left one clockwise and the right one counterclockwise as good as I can with it.
Okay, alright, so you get them moving clockwise and counterclockwise. And what happens is that as you push and you push a little bit more with the mage hand and sort of by degrees get the amplitude of this motion bigger and bigger until they are both swinging in their full circumferences in the pits. And as they sort of pass by in the center, you hear this almost as if the vibrations that they're making as they move through the air are reverberating off of one another. However, any of you all ever had two instruments, two of the same instrument, playing the same pitch, but they're a little bit out of tune with each other, and you get those beats? So you are hearing those beats. They seem to be just a little bit off in their timing. As they're rotating, they're not rotating in sync.
We need to maybe they
Can
need
we
to pass through the
tell
center
which?
at the same time.
Well, can we tell which one is ahead of the other?
Make a perception check.
Okay. 13.
Actually, investigation.
8.
Oh. I'll let it be perception for you.
13.
So it doesn't. It seems to have more to do with the phase of their rotation, not the. They seem to be moving at about the same frequency. So it's not the frequency that matters; it's the point in the orbit, for lack of a better term, where they are overlapping with sort of that central node where they come closest to each other. So it's more about the phase. One of them started too late or started too early. It's not so much that one is ahead or behind.
That is actually what I meant.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Then yes, that's what it seems like.
Okay.
You don't gather that it would matter which one was changed.
Yeah.
Is I guess the summary then.
Okay.
So do we need to try and adjust them so like they're overlapping at the same time?
Yes, we need to make it so that they are properly and 100% in sync.
Okay. Well, they're swinging around the outside of it now, right?
Yep.
Okay, so we can probably just adjust them by hand now. Might be better for us.
Jeff, you're big and strong.
There we go.
Yeah.
Okay. I will try to adjust one so that it is lined up with the other one.
Okay, Jeff, I want you to make an athletics check.
My
Okay.
God.
Actually, make it a strength saving throw. Would be more appropriate.
Saving throw?
Yeah.
Well, I have the same modifier to that, so it doesn't matter.
Cool.
24 again.
All right. So Jeff sort of watches for a moment as the pendula are swinging around and picks one of them, gets up close to it and times it so that he lunges forward just as it's about to hit him in its orbit, and it just wham, like smashes into him. And he takes the brunt of it and just sort of holds it and gets pushed back around the edge of the pit, maybe like 5 or 6 feet, but manages to stop its momentum completely. And then watching it and timing it, thrusts it offward again, this time getting it as close to in sync as possible as he can with the other. And this time, as the pendulum begins moving, he keeps in that same spot and pushes it along to get it moving again until it is moving perfectly in sync counterclockwise to the other's clockwise. And you begin to hear that same woo, woo. But instead of hearing the beats this time, the amplitudes combine, and you get this loud, reverberating woo that begins shaking the entire room. And as it does, the sand in the pits begins to lower in level. It seems to be falling out of the other end somewhere. And you wait for 30 seconds, a minute, and then finally you can see the bottom, maybe 10 or 15 feet below you. In one of the pits, there is a large gleaming emerald, and in the other, there is a key.
Ooh.
We're talking about a mage hand those things.
It's just a pit. What's the worst? Yeah, I'll mage hand it.
Just listen to me this time, please.
We're gonna mage
For
hand it.
once.
We're gonna
Okay.
mage hand it. You listen
can
to
take
me
it if you get
not
a
running
running
into
start.
the wall. We'll compromise here. I'll listen to you here.
Okay.
Thank you.
So you get the second key, and you get an emerald worth 300 gold pieces.
Noise.
Is pretty.
Well, looks like we have both the keys. Now want to go try the door again?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
So you head back into the central chamber, having collected both of the keys. And as you near the doorway with them, two keyholes magically appear. These illusory fronts sort of fade away, and you see the glimmer on the edging as the magic dissipates from in front of them. And you can now clearly see two keyholes. But suddenly, there's a third. No, I'm kidding.
Oh.
There's
Zap,
only
zap.
I shove the emerald in the third keyhole.
So
Solid
this is
plan.
what he meant by Chaos Emerald.
Alright, I guess we'll put the keys in the keyholes.
Okay. So you put one key in and then another, and the door begins to appear. And suddenly the stone that was there before gives way to a wooden facade instead, similar to the other two doors through which you went to find the keys. And the door is now unlocked, and as you pull, it slowly creaks open, revealing on the other side a hallway maybe 15 or 20 feet long, mostly in darkness, but at the other end of it, you can see firelight flickering, and you can hear what now reveals itself to be a low, rhythmic chant.
Hands?
Nope. Later, guys.
And you can see a few figures in the firelight. It's difficult to make out precisely what they are in the flickering shadows, but you have a sneaking suspicion that they might be more lycanthropes,
Or the opening to a Disney movie.
or the opening to a Disney movie. Did
Could
that
be
sound
both.
like the ice people's chant thing? Is that what you were going for?
It's not the only movie that's opened up that way.
Trying to think.
Pocahontas kind of opened up on a
Yeah,
chant.
that's true. That's true. Regardless, all right, it's both of those. It's all in one.
How many of them are there?
Hard to tell. Make a perception check.
Okay. 14.
You can see somewhere between 4 and 12. It's hard to make out what is figure and what is shadow.
Okay.
Can I double check to see if it's a quartet, an a cappella group, or a full-blown chorus?
Yeah, sure. Make a perception check.
That will be. I should know my numbers. That is a 25.
Definitely a full blown chorus.
All right.
You gather that there's probably even more voices than you can see figures or shadows. As in, if you took the higher estimate of Jeff's 12, there's more.
I'm going to chug my mana potion.
Okay.
I will relay to Jeff how wrong he is.
Oh, well, okay. That's not good.
I am going to ruin everything real quick. Well, actually, no, I'll wait. I'll fix it once we're actually on there in stream.
I see.
Goodbye, precious potion.
It was a good use for it, though.
Yeah.
What have I got that I can use to prepare for this mess that we're about to walk into?
Yeah, I fucking need these spells if there are fucking 12 werewolves.
12.
Yeah,
Ha.
I'm gonna drink my healing. I have one healing potion. I'm gonna drink it to top myself off.
Okay.
So it's 2d4 plus 2 health. Okay, that was pretty good. I got 7 health back.
Nice.
So are they just like down this corridor? We see them. Like, down
You
this way, we
see
just
several,
that?
yes.
Can I look for a way forward that isn't that way?
Sure. Make a perception check. Sorry, I am trying to get this set up.
And we've only listened for them, correct?
Correct.
Yeah, we haven't
16.
gone down the hallway yet. What was your check for, Talk?
16.
Oh, God.
It's not that bad.
Oh, I just looked at Roll20. Oh, God.
Oh, I guess I'll click there.
Yeah, you should get on Roll20, guys.
Oh, God.
Yeah, so
Oh, no.
So let's not go that way, y'all. And if so, alright guys, I've got a crazy idea, okay? Now hear me out.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Anna? Shapeshift
Mhm.
to fire form, stand in front of them. I'm gonna cast sunlight behind you. Let's make them think you're a god.
That didn't work last
Oh,
time.
dang.
I do have
These
heat
guys are
metal
far more
prepared
dangerous than
still,
these guys are far more dangerous than kobolds. It's not gonna work.
so hear me out. Hear me out.
Yeah. Tentacles.
Uh, that would be a very good thing here. Erupting Earth does. I know we're underground. It does 3d12 damage, and it affects a very large area.
So,
So-
I would also like to just put something out here real quick. Well, first off, do I see anything with my 16 for a way to not go there?
No. There's
Okay.
this hallway is straight.
Yeah, we don't have a choice.
And
I'm
looking
gonna
through
put
the
out something
hallway, you
crazy,
don't
y'all.
seem to see an exit that is very close to the way into the room.
Okay. Maybe we try talking it out with them.
They're werebeasts. That's not going to work. Like, literally, when we got here, the first thing they did was bite me and turn me into one.
Yeah, but that was one of the minions.
I'm not very inclined to use diplomacy here.
What we do is we scout out who their leader is, and because you're also a werewolf, you can challenge him for dominance of the pack.
What?
Tackle their leader is what he's saying. She's saying, sorry.
No, you're like a dog. If you're also like
Yeah.
part dog, you can
Become the
like
alpha.
go be out the alpha.
Take over their pack.
So
I
you're
could
saying,
haste you.
so you're saying I should pick a fight with their boss?
But only if you turn into a dog.
I don't want to turn into a dog.
Right.
I don't like. I don't want to be a dog. Did we see the big one in the middle?
No, you cannot.
Okay.
We don't see much right now.
They do have yet to notice you, however.
Well, that's good.
None of them seem to be peering your way, and you do, like, the chanting is quite loud, and you get the sense that they didn't hear the door opening at all.
Would I have a clear way to move to behind those barrels?
Yeah, you could feasibly get there. So, let me...
Undetected.
If you rolled high enough on your stealth...
But
Let
like,
me see
with how
here.
in tune to their chanting they are, would that be an advisable course of action?
I could tell you would only use their passive perceptions.
Okay.
None of them are actively looking around for intruders.
That makes me feel fuzzy inside.
So as Matt Mercer is wont to say, you can certainly try. All right,
Those are
Wartalk is going to
dangerous
1v1 the werebear. So you die, and everybody
cast
else
tentacles
probably
beneath us.
dies.
I sacrifice myself.
Okay.
Do this. I go
Oh,
back.
Jesus.
This is a
So
lot,
to
dude.
give you guys maybe a little bit more warm fuzzies about this and not feel like I'm abjectly killing you, I'll metagame for a moment. One, while it is not necessarily incredibly easy, there is another way out of this. There is an exit in the room that you could feasibly get to without having to kill everything and dying yourselves. Number two, and this is only sort of metagamey because you can tell by looking at them that these are not particularly powerful lycanthropes. They seem to be the run-of-the-mill, the foot soldiers, the minions. And in fact, mechanically, they are indeed minions, meaning most of their stats are normal, but they have 1 HP each.
Tentacles.
Also, like, weren't we sent here to like get rid of these guys?
Yeah.
So we're gonna have to fight either way.
How wide is the corridor we're walking down?
20 feet.
We should probably try and focus them.
Yeah.
Do you want to funnel them into the hallway and like light them up with magic or something?
Pretty much.
Okay.
What do we have? I don't have any oil. We haven't gone back to the shop for me to get oil.
All right, let me add the
I
corridor to the map real quick.
I'm gonna see what kind of.
Oh,
crap
bloody
I can
fucking hell, I can't. Because roll 20.
Oh, dang.
It's not just like
Yeah,
a
this is
blank
good enough.
canvas that you can add on to.
I have a songbird trinket that I could maybe make a tweet as a signal distraction bait to get them to start funneling.
I was going to be a lot meaner and try to see how easy would it be to totally ruin all of their stacks of barrels.
You're certainly
What do you
welcome to
think's-
check.
What do you think's in their barrels?
I don't know. I want to find out to see if we can use that to our advantage.
'Cause there's a big fire right there.
What if there's oil in the barrels? Just start a grease fire. It's fine.
I am gonna do the. You can certainly try
Oh.
Okay.
Doing it.
and try to sneak my way behind the barrels without anyone seeing me.
Alrighty. Go ahead and make that stealth check. If you have your Boots of Elven Kind, I believe it is with advantage.
Man, that is so good for me. I'm gonna spend a point of lucky.
Oh my god.
Dang.
Uh-oh.
Did you just roll 2 natural ones?
Pretty close. All right, so it's a 14.
Oh.
Girl.
I didn't think I'd have to check, but I have to check.
I can't stealth for shit.
That's
Did you,
our
not,
road.
did you not get expertise in stealth, or are you just unlucky?
I didn't take proficiency in stealth.
Oh.
Oh man.
That
What?
was nice.
Why on earth does he have that?
This sounds promising.
What was your total?
14. I'm feeling really good about this.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm not feeling good about this.
Did you know werebears have a passive perception of 17?
I do now.
Oh,
Why do they have a
God.
passive perception of 17? Their wisdom
Because
is plus
bears are
1.
murder machines.
Their wisdom is
bears-
plus 1.
Bears are the animal that is in the animal
They
kingdom.
have a
that is
proficiency
known for their
bonus
hearing.
of
Plus 6. Apparently.
They
yeah.
might have expertise.
They're fucking level 20, I guess.
So we're dead.
Well, no, Shade
No,
is
just
dead. He
Shadra.
walked to the room.
Oh, right, my bad.
Yeah, no, you all are good.
Cool.
Yeah, its skill is perception plus 7. Like, from where? This is absurd. Alright, I guess
Probably
he has
'cause it's an
expertise.
animal.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, a bunch of the others don't have that high. But regardless,
The bears are coming.
the bear,
Bear.
there's just one.
Yeah.
Oh.
Middle bro.
He has minions, though.
He do have minions. Give me a minute here, and I will address this
Sure.
momentarily.
That's so good. I've made
You can-
Matt think because I've screwed up so bad.
It's actually because I'm trying to prepare the tunnel, although maybe that won't even matter.
Yeah.
Not sure if that's still a thing that's gonna happen.
So
And
you
how
should
far
be
away
able
is
to,
Siegebreaker
on the
tunnel?
current page, be able to adjust the vertical space, and it'll always come from the bottom.
Yeah, it's kind of 6 of 1, really.
Yeah.
Alright, you know what, whatever. We'll theater of the mind the tunnel. I don't
Yeah. I don't
Yeah,
think it's gonna matter.
Yep.
I
Right?
no.
Alright, so
So, how far did I get?
about half. We're gonna move you guys to like the very edge just to notify that you're off screen, and then you
Okay.
got maybe here. Before this werewolf and this werebear spot you. And effectively, like what happens is you're sort of creeping along. You're trying to stay in sort of the light of the shadow, and so you get a little bit of a better view of the whatchamacallit, of the goings on than everyone else. And what you can see is in this ring of fire in the middle, the werebear is actually fighting this like group of these like enormous rats. You might even call them rodents of unusual size. And the bear is like sizing them up and like circling in here as he's just trying to intimidate his foe. And the rats don't need much intimidating. They are many and they are big, but they're not as big as the werebear. And it's clear who's expected to win from like the reactions of the crowd whenever the bear roars. But as you're sort of sneaking along, you hear the bear go and looks over and stares right at you on the wall. And
Does the chanting stop?
the chanting hushes of a sudden as about 50 eyes begin to peer over to where you are, Shadra, illuminated eerily in the firelight.
I think they saw her.
The panic fucking sets in.
So Shadra, what are you doing?
Let's see.
I will describe to you the room a little bit, just to give you your options.
How I want to die.
Yeah. The room is like covered in stuff. Aside from like the 30-foot round fire pit in the middle of this room, there are many benches and stools, sort of broken and dilapidated, shattered, like all over the place, just scattered across the floor. The barrels are in rather poor disrepair, and you do in fact see what looks like a black liquid seeping from one of them. On the ceiling, sort of hanging down, are these large chandeliers, maybe 6 of them in total, perhaps 30 or 40 feet apart, in a grid across the whole thing, and they're quite large.
And I can feasibly attack this chandelier to get it to fall.
The chandeliers are held on by these shitty looking, like, rotted ropes. It looks like a stiff breeze would maybe break them off.
Oh yeah, no, totally. Gonna just pull out a dagger, hock it at the closest one that looks like it might fall over on the oil.
Okay, so there is actually one, conveniently enough, right in the center of the room. Just it's kind of more like here.
Yeah.
So it wouldn't hit all of the barrels, but it would break
But
open a
would
few.
hit them into the fire.
That's fine. I'm gonna do that, and then immediately, the second I throw that, turn heel and get out of dodge.
Okay. So as
This
you
is-
do so,
This is a very Jack Sparrow maneuver. Get caught, throw a dagger, and just like run back to the hallway of safety.
yes, excellent. So I'd like you to make an attack roll.
That is. Oh wow! It opened my laptop tray. That is a 25 to hit.
Okay, yeah. So none of you all can see what's going on here, but you hear this like snap, and then a brief moment, maybe half a second of silence before a deafening crash as the chandelier breaks on top of these barrels, sending pitch sputtering outward into the flames and scattering it backwards, sort of out towards this wereboar, this were-rat, and the giant rats. Let me make some dex saves. That's 2 failures. And that's a pass. So the were-rats succeed, but this were-boar die, or the giant rats succeed, but the were-boar and the were-rat are both immediately just caught up in flame, and they burn away as their flesh begins to melt, and this oozing tar covers their bodies. Shredder, you turn and run, but as you turn, you see in the back corner here a pair of eyes that looks at you more intelligently than the rest. And what you see sort of chills your heart as you turn about. It looks like a Wraithheart, but it's been twisted and warped until its form is like unto that of the wolves and bears and rats around it. It is this grotesque, feral abomination, still with that telltale hole where its heart should be, but these wicked, shadowy claws jut outward from talon-like fingers, and it is truly imposing in its visage. And it's
Where is
simply
this one?
glaring at you in the back corner here.
Oh, that guy. Okay.
And you have the moment to see it raise one arm, and it twists it towards the rats in the center, and you see it clench its fists, and the entire mass of these writhing rodents just disintegrates.
Oh no!
Oh, boy.
I'm running back in that hallway, and I am sounding like Phoebe from Magic School Bus. Just oh bad, oh bad, oh bad, bad, bad.
Excellent. Oh yes. Good.
So you killed them all?
No!
Oh.
Do we see the stampede?
Bad decisions make good stories.
So there is a brief lull,
The best
and
stories
then you
make
do begin to hear not footfalls in a quickening pace like you might have expected, but you hear.
I'm gonna ready Hunger of Hadar.
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
gonna have my sword and shield drawn, readied.
All right. So how far back from the
I'm-
entryway are you positioning yourselves? The hallway is maybe 40 feet long.
Do they not
Casting-
pursue? They just
I
go back to
stand 40
chanting?
feet back.
Okay.
I am
No,
getting
you
ready to
don't assume
cast
they go back
haste
to
on
chanting.
Jeff.
Okay.
How wide is the hallway?
20 feet.
20 feet.
We're gonna leave the pretty visual up on the stream because it's nice.
It's pretty great.
And they put a lot of work into that room design, guys.
Shouldn't have made so many people with also a chokehold if you didn't want us to use it.
You're not
Yeah.
wrong. That was my fault. And the chokehold is a good idea. So, what are your triggers for Hunger of Hadar, Haste, and whatever else was thinged?
I can ready a short bow. That's about it.
Okay.
The trigger for haste is whenever Jeff gets within fighting melee distance of anything. If anything is in Jeff's face, haste goes off and he's go.
Okay.
I'm gonna warn everybody. I'm gonna wait till I see them, give them a couple steps, and then I'm gonna cast Hunger of Hadar, so
Okay.
everyone knows not to rush in immediately.
Can
And then for you, Matt, I'm
I'm
gonna
gonna-
wait till they're about 5 feet in past where I can see,
okay.
and then I'm gonna cast it at the furthest I can see. So the nearest people will be about 5 feet in.
Okay.
In that case, I think I'll wait 20 feet back.
Okay. I'm gonna get Hunger of Hadar up just so that I can be 100% sure of all of its mechanics.
I'm gonna do the same.
Could I interest you all in a
1
nice
foot radius.
calm emotions? Actually, isn't Wartalk still technically calmed until the
I
next
think
thing?
I'm
so,
pretty
yeah.
sure it's expired.
I haven't attacked anybody, man.
It's not been all that long. Well, how long does it last? Is it 1 hour?
I think so.
Oh, then it probably is up, unfortunately.
Sorry,
But I-
Wartalk, you're not very calm anymore.
Would I still be invisible?
Yes, you would.
As long as you're still concentrating on it.
Which
Hmm.
there's no reason for you to have dropped it, at least mechanically. If you do so by choice,
Right.
that's a different matter.
If you want to cast haste, you'll have to drop it though.
I understand that.
Sorry.
I don't have any better I could do. So yeah, as soon as haste goes off, then the invisibility drops. Because I am not putting myself into melee, and I don't have any ranged things that aren't spells.
Mm.
You wanna borrow my sling?
No, I'm good.
So, it only matters for creatures that start or end their turn in Hunger of Hadar, right?
Right.
And you are putting it at the very mouth of it. Are you putting it like half and half, in and out, or completely in?
Can you rephrase that question?
So the threshold between the hall and the room, is it
Yeah.
split 50-50 in its radius between the two? Is it completely within the hall? Is it completely within the room? Or some
I'd say
gradation
3/4
therein?
of it is in the hall.
You fucking bastard. Okay, fine. 3/4 it is.
Well, I wanted to
Maybe-
extend a
maybe-
little bit out, but I want most of it to be in the hall.
That's fair. No, it's totally fair, actually. I'm just messing with you. Okay.
Maybe we should draw the hallway.
Yeah, alright.
Because this is gonna get interesting.
Yes, it is. Okay. Give me a minute. I'm gonna try and do this as fast as I can, but unfortunately Roll20 doesn't have like a good way to lay a bunch of floor.
Yeah. I mean, it doesn't have to necessarily look pretty. It just has to be functional.
You're not wrong.
It just has to be like good enough.
Yeah, okay. So here's what I'm gonna do. It's gonna look real ugly, so sorry guys.
I don't care as long as it works.
Same.
Alright, so there's that. Oh my god, no, we don't want to do that. We wanted to make that. Okay, good. Good. Alt. Fucking the worst resolution. good. So good.
Oh, he's back.
Sorry, everybody's video keeps freezing. Like,
Say, tell it to stop that,
Ooh.
but I think that's the problem here.
tell it to start it, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's why. You.
Man, I won't be able to get that close. Damn it.
Good, 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 good. What the shit?
That's a good sound.
Well, that's nowhere near 20 feet wide. That's the problem. Like, what the hell? I said 20 feet wide. Why have you done this to me? I can't believe you've done this.
You will pay for what you've done.
Nope, not a zip zero zilch. Alright, well, we're just gonna deal with the weird grid sizing and make believe. Okay, copy over these fuckers. That's the wrong floor. This is the right floor. Oh my god, seriously? I love Roll20. It's such a good tool. I'm not trying to make one
Great.
better or anything.
No, you would never.
Alright, how many rats do we have? One. Oh wait, I have a list of this in OneNote. Sorry everybody watching. This is terrible, I know.
We're just. This is the calm before the storm, before all hell breaks loose and we all die.
Yeah, that.
We can just rush into the room if it makes it easier.
Nope, we're not doing that. I mean, it would make it easier, but that's a terrible idea and you'd probably all die.
By we, I mean they. I'm gonna just mist form and then float away.
Oh, okay, sure.
Oh, well, all right.
luck,
If you do that, we die. I'm gonna haunt you.
That's fine.
Jeff will haunt Warthog forever and make sure he has no fun.
Tell you what, while you get this situated, I am going to take a quick bathroom break.
That's probably a good idea. Quick bio. Bio, guys. Raid resumes in 10 minutes.
Cool. So, I don't know, funny things that I've heard recently. God, I'm terrible at this. Yeah, I don't know. Words.
Do your best.
So what's the deal with airplane food? Ha 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 ha.
Okay, that was too good. You gotta tone it down a little bit.
You're right. I can't bring it that hard. At least not to open with. Like, I gotta save that for the climax. I don't have a son, but this is a joke by a comedian that does. So, my son was coming up to me the other day, and he said, Dad, I have a joke for you. And I was touched, you know, like my son, I tell dad jokes all day. It's touching that he's taken after me, that he's gonna tell me a joke. So I say, all right, buddy, that's great. So what's the joke? And he says, so how come dinosaurs don't talk? And I thought for a second.
All
I
right.
was like, I don't know how come dinosaurs don't talk. And he looks at me and he says, because they're all dead.
It is true.
That was amazing. Thank you.
I got you.
That was beautiful. All right.
Don't worry,
Nice,
Christine,
nice,
you didn't
nice,
miss
nice.
anything.
It's fine.
All right, bio break's done. Everyone type 1 for summon.
All right.
All right, somebody's played WoW before.
So we got that. Now y'all are in the thing, and I'm gonna try and figure out how the hell to make this look good on stream. Actually, I'm not even gonna bother making it look good. I'm just gonna make it work by going.
Yeah.
It just needs to. This is acceptable.
And,
Like, this is
Yeah,
fine, honestly.
I'm happy with this. God, misclick.
Oh god, that's an army. Jesus.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, so you all, for the most part, are at the bottom there, and that's most of what you guys see. So, Wartalk, where are you casting Hunger of Hadar?
All right. Oh God. So this is 20 feet wide.
About.
So I'll cast it I'll cast it like there. Centered on them. Fine.
Okay. On that.
Think-
Well, so
I
okay.
think that'll-
Sorry. I should actually do a thing. The edge of the hallway is actually. Oh my God! What the fuck? Roll 20. Fuck off.
Actually 167 feet.
Yeah, it's not that. Okay.
Okay, so 80 feet is
Oh my
20
God.
feet.
I hate this UI so much.
Wow. How?
So this is actually the edge of the tunnel. It's not
gotcha.
actually
I
that
see what
tall.
you're going
That's
for.
just my stock.
Okay.
Gotcha.
So if 80 feet is 10 feet.
Oh, so that's the scale we're using.
Yeah, it looks like it about. Honestly, yeah, that would put it.
So none of
God,
them are
you can
actually
right-click?
close enough to get into it immediately. They will not start like within range.
Gotcha.
They're
gotcha.
gonna end up moving up there.
Yeah, I'm gonna center it right here. Oh God, I'm still on that thing. Set it right here.
Okay, and it's 20 feet wide.
20
Okay.
20-foot radius.
Yeah, it's gonna fill up the whole width
So
of the
it's-
hallway.
And then some.
Yeah.
Oof.
Tentacles start clipping into the walls.
Oh yeah, that's true, isn't it?
I think that's fine.
Yeah. No, worse things have happened. It's hungry. It's been a while since I gave it a stack, y'all. Like, let's.
He hungry. Always.
Hungry.
The dream flashes back to Wartuck. I must feed it.
All right, it's that. Okay,
Right. Wait.
lovely.
No, hold on now.
I can't even
Did I
fucking
misread it?
send it to back. Are you kidding me?
It's 20-foot radius, not diameter, right?
Yeah, it's the best I could do. Okay.
Oh no, that's fine. I just wanted to make sure that my thought of where it would cover was right.
Okay, I can send it to back. I have to zoom way the fuck in, but I can send
I
it
mean,
to back.
That looks pretty good because it is kind of an abyss of death.
Yeah,
so-
you know, it's all to scale and accurate. This is not theater of the mind still at all. All right, so Kellum's dead.
Eat me.
Okay, so
Oh,
let's
God.
let's jump right into this because I do want to keep this moving. So
Yeah.
as we go, we're gonna roll to see how many start moving towards you all immediately. But I'd like everybody to roll initiative.
Rolling initiative.
Yep.
Yep.
Okey
And they
dokey.
rolled terribly, so that's good for you
Good.
guys.
Boom. I rolled amazingly.
So what's their average?
I rolled better than I usually do.
I didn't roll amazing. That was a lie.
Oh no. How could you lie to us like that?
Stopped caring a while ago. Sorry.
Keck. All right, so 20 plus. Cool, 15 to 20.
16.
15.
Uh,
18.
Okay, that was Callum.
Yeah.
Cool. Jeff and Kana, you guys get to choose.
No, I got 16, not 15.
Oh, sorry, I misheard you. Okay, 10 to 15.
13.
5 to 10.
8.
Well, you did better than they did.
Deal.
It looks
Okay.
like the Discord video feed on stream.
Ah, yes, thank you. I minimized it by accident because I'm the worst.
No, you
Frozen, you're
ain't.
smiling though. So Frozen, a
Yeah.
good picture of you.
Okay, so, alright. Kellum, you are up first against this army of lycanthropes. What you gonna do?
Well, I'm not gonna make the same mistake of walking into Hunger of Hadar, so I'm gonna walk up, bring it to here, like the edge of it,
Yes.
and then can I see anything, like any of them? Like I can see them, and they're far enough away for me to throw a javelin and hit them. Maybe.
You cannot see through Hunger of Hadar.
Can I blindly throw a javelin?
You can
In
make
their
an
general
attack
direction.
at disadvantage, yes.
Hack the firewall.
Do
Been
it.
done before.
Also, sorry to our viewers, it looks like we might have maybe one or two who don't always watch, so sorry for the lack of quality in the map. I had to make this on stream, so that's why it doesn't look great, but I promise the combat will be fun. Alright, go ahead and roll your attack, Kellum.
It was 19 to hit.
Alright, that hits one, and you hear a from the other side as something dies.
Oh, thank God. That'd been really weird if I missed.
I am going to...
Wait, I can do 2 attacks, right?
Yes.
Yes.
I throw another one.
Disadvantage?
Yep.
Okay, that was one of the...
Ooh, does a 10 hit?
No.
Son of a gun.
Gosh.
Actually, wait.
Or Sora.
No, it doesn't. These are all the... Yeah.
I'm
okay.
gonna yuck you up.
No, that was the title of our stream like 4 streams ago, okay? You can't just do
It'll
that
never
again.
get old.
It won't get
Again,
old, but
and
it
I
can't be
did.
the title of the stream again.
Yeah, it's fine. That's fine.
Okay, so Kellum has killed one. Hefe, you're next.
I'm just going to... I'm going to move up next to Kellum, I guess.
Okay.
And I'm just going to have my sword ready. I'm just going to ready an attack against the first thing that comes out of inky blackness.
Okay.
That's my turn.
Alrighty. Kayana, you're up. You're currently still invisible.
That is correct. My trigger has not gone off yet.
You haven't been #triggered.
Not today.
That's good. That's good.
Oh yes, that
I know,
is good.
I know.
I think I'm just going to hold my position. Do you think I could just let the haste loose on Jeff anyway? I guess.
Let the haste flow through you. I mean, you could still hold your action. You could do it either.
I get the feeling that I'm not going to be seeing all this inky blackness.
Sorry, guys.
No, it's fine.
No,
you did it
5
good.
is good.
If you allow it.
Yeah.
Okay, Jeff, you are hasted. I hold my position. That's the end of my turn.
Yay.
Cool. Jeff be hasted. Shadra, you're up.
Let me move to a point where I can just fire a shot through it at disadvantage.
Okay. Do you not have control of your guy?
Nope.
Oh my god! Why does it always
Uh.
reset yours and no one else's? You should have it now.
Alright, cool.
Why is this the one without a circle underneath?
It has one on my screen, so go fucking figure. Like, I can see it from the one that's not the GM, and it doesn't have it, but then on mine it does.
That's odd.
So the answer for you is I don't effing know.
Hashtag roll20.
Yep.
Can I move my guy?
Maybe over the hiatus I can get it to a point where you guys can control your people and we can start making things work.
Yeah. I've had that issue before myself.
Disadvantage. Does a 16 hit?
Oh, it depends on what your... Yes, it hits.
Yeah.
It actually, like I was gonna say, it depends on what you're aiming at, but that hits literally any of the lycanthropes armor classes. So I need only roll to determine which type you hit.
Okay. And
Hit the bear.
It was a
Let
wolf.
the rest be consumed.
You
I mean-
hear an oh.
Ow!
and
One
that'll be
more.
for 9 points of damage.
Doesn't matter. Dies. They minions.
Yay.
Another one bites the dust. Alrighty. So, Wartalk,
Boom, boom. Yo.
you up?
Well, I got Hunger of Hadar going.
Yes, that was.
um,
That's not your turn. That was
Yeah,
your
so I guess
prep thing.
I'll just throw some Eldritch Blasts through the darkness.
It's like we're
I
firing
cast
magic missile into the darkness. Yeah.
Yes, that's
All right, roll
that's
that
what's
attack.
what do I get on this? Plus with the with disadvantage?
Yes.
Yeah, you
15.
can't see.
15.
Yep.
That will also hit any of them. So let's find out which one you hit. Nice. I don't know
I don't
what.
need roll damage, right?
No.
Making sure it wasn't the bear. The other one's gonna be a 15 again.
Okay, hits. And. Nice. Okay. So you hear one and one oh as your two bolts of Eldritch Blast fly through the darkness and hit something on the other side. Alright, now it's their turn.
The horde is coming.
Let's see, they're all gonna start dashing. So I'll say like, yeah, okay. Cool.
Hold the line.
Hold the line.
This makes it kind of harder because you guys aren't necessarily gonna know what's where. Whatever.
Well, most of them are gonna
Don't
die.
metagame too much.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, yeah, they're all any that start in there are gonna die or end in there are gonna die. I'm pretty sure, because it's at least 1 damage. Is there a save?
Nope.
I guess there's a save.
Well, actually, is there?
On the end, I think there is.
I gotta find it again.
Well, it'll probably
I've got
still
it up.
take out a lot of them.
It'll take out the majority of them.
Yeah, at the end they make a dex save and otherwise take 2d6 acid.
Okay, yeah. There's no half damage for a save. It's just
Right.
they survive if they save.
Well, they'll die when they start their turn. Any
Yeah.
of the stragglers will be eliminated immediately.
Oh, motherfucker.
Is it also when they
Oh, it's
enter the
also
area for the
difficult terrain.
first time?
Nope.
Nope. They have to start or end their turn in there.
Yeah, start it is automatic damage. It's difficult terrain, and end they make a dex save. So yeah, those are all dead.
Basically, all of the
So they're not
are
all
dead.
ending here. I was picking the ones that are
Oh,
going to come and then
Gotcha.
figuring out where they're going to end up. So 2 of them are not going to be, they're going to be from a little further away and won't quite make it. Let's see. He's going to make it. These 3 are going to
If
make it.
anyone pops out of the darkness within my range, I'm attacking them.
Yep. Okay, so these 5 are ending their turns in the darkness. Wait. No, the bear would also be a little bit outside it, actually. Because he was just on the edge. Okay. So these 5 are going to come out, and they are going to come into your range, Jeff. A werewolf
All right,
and a wereboar almost simultaneously, so you can pick which one you'd like to attack.
I'm going to attack the wereboar.
Okay.
Let's 18 to hit.
Hits.
Do I need to roll damages, Dad?
Nope. Oh! I don't know what sound boars make, so I just made a vaguely humanoid bestial sound.
Oink.
Alright, so you get one attack, and Kellum, you will take... he can't get quite that far, so he'll go here. You'll take 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, so 2 were-rats.
Oh, wait,
That's
do I get extra attack if I use my ready action to attack?
No. It is to make...
Okay.
I don't believe you ready an action. I believe you ready an attack.
Oh, okay. Well, I can
But I will
extra
double-check.
attack works when you take the attack action. If I ready the attack action, I get 2 attacks.
I am checking now.
Sorry to like slow you down even more. I'm sorry.
No, you're good. No. You can attack twice instead of once whenever you take the attack action on your turn. So since it's not on your turn...
okay.
Yeah.
Alright, gotcha.
Cool.
Alright, cool. That's good.
Alright, so, Kellum, the first one misses you with a natural 1, and actually manages to hit the werewolf that's next to it. And so he swipes with a short sword, but you dodge back easily, and he kind of overextends and slashes through the chest of his friend, who drops dead at his feet. And he just... and then the other were-rat attacks you.
Are these the 3 stooges of the were-rat community?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
That is not too bad, but I don't think it hits you. That is a 16. That's a no, right?
What did you say?
16 to hit?
Oh, no, it does not hit.
Cool. Alright, Jeff, the wolf attacks you.
Cool.
Oh, wait, they get 2 attacks. What am I doing? The second attack against you, Kellum, is also a horrible mess. Jeff, the first attack against you is... Oh, that's quite good. That is a 21.
My AC is 22 while hasted, so it misses.
Nice! Okay. Man, they've got to almost crit to hit you.
Yeah.
Yay!
And the second is a nat 1.
Good.
But he does not do badly enough to have anything terrible happen to him. So he
Well, he
just
didn't
misses.
hit me. That's important.
Yes. Alright, and that is the end of those guys' turn. Let's see. He was quite far away. So he's still going to dash, but he's not going to get close enough to do anything. Yes. Okay. Alright, so, Kellum, your turn again.
Wait, the guys in the darkness ended their turn in the darkness. So
Yes, they do have to make a save.
Wait, they can dash and attack? Or rather, what's their move speed?
30 feet. So those were the ones that started closest to the darkness.
It's a 20-foot radius, so it'd be 40 feet wide.
Yes,
It's
but you
also
said it's
difficult terrain.
slightly on the other side of the wall, so it's actually about right on this side of the wall.
Okay.
It's
It's
just
also
that it would also
difficult-
extend up till about here. Oh, it's difficult terrain.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
So if he said it was 3 quarters in the hallway, that's 30 feet. So they'd only be able to get 15.
Where do we see that it's difficult terrain? Oh,
It's
okay,
in
I
the
see it.
description.
Yeah, I got
Yeah,
it.
I mentioned it before.
It was lower down. Sorry,
Yeah.
I will take that into account in the
Fine.
future, but I don't want to go back and redo it
No,
now.
yeah,
Sorry.
no, we don't
No.
need
Yeah,
to.
that's fine. We've wasted enough time.
Okay. Alrighty, so they will, however, make their saves.
Dex
What's the
16.
DC? 16?
Yep.
Alright, that's a pass. That's a fail. That's cocked. That's a fail. That's a fail.
3 of them die.
So 3 of the ones in the darkness succumb to the slurping noises and tentacles. Kellum.
Great.
All right. You know what? I don't like having 2 of these guys like right next to me. I'm gonna beat them up.
Okay.
The first one is a 17 to...
Hits.
Okay. I'm not even gonna do the damage. I don't know if it matters.
No, it does not.
Second one is a 26 to hit.
Hits. So Kellum deftly just bashes two of them in the face with the MC hammer, and their skulls crack and they just fall limply to the ground like nothing. Anything else?
I'm gonna tell them, last chance to, not die to tentacles or a hammer.
The
Can I yell
chorus
across?
of you can. As you yell, the chorus of like sounds is met with like like a chorus of growls.
What are they doing past there? Jesus.
They're not. I don't think they're interested in
The
diplomacy.
slurping sounds is hunger of Hadar. It is canon that it makes slurping noises and whispers.
I wonder if they can hear me over the slurping noises.
They can. It's audible within 30 feet, but like you're yelling, so they can hear you.
Alright.
Okay.
Guess
It's like you're
they'll
trying to
die.
witness to them while you're eating
Actually,
at a golden crown.
I'll do you want to make that a like like a persuasion check or
Yeah, I'll see if I can demoralize any of them.
okay.
Or like make them, walk away. So charisma or persuasion?
Persuasion.
Okay, that's a 25.
25.
Yeah.
All
Can
right.
you persuade them to lay down in the tentacles?
Give you.
Can you all just, I don't know, walk 5 feet forward and just relax?
I'll give you a D10 for that. And I rolled a 10 on it. 10 of your foes are dissuaded.
Ooh.
For a fucking 25, yeah.
Big words.
That's fun. Sorry, your tentacles might go a little bit hungry, Warthog.
It's fine.
Holy shit. Wait, really? There's no way. How many did you guys kill? Did I miss something?
They only have 1 hit point. I killed one.
Oh
was
no,
dead
yeah,
in that
you
one.
killed a
I
pair
killed 2 with
beforehand, and then
Eldritch.
like with the thing, killed. Yeah, okay, so yeah, we're down to just a few. Okay. Nice. All right, so Kellum, as you say this, it's met with snarls, but then like several of the snarls seem to fade, and they're no longer enraged. Okay, nice. Jeff.
Yes.
Jeff is not interested in diplomacy. He's going to stab the one in front of him.
Well, the one in front of you was not interested in it either.
Well, that's good.
See, you have common ground.
Oh, I rolled really bad on that one. Does a 13 hit?
It does. They do not have good ACs. So
Good.
as he sort of looks over his shoulder, like hearing the lack of support from his comrades, and you take that moment of distraction to just carve your blade through his chest, and he dies. He did.
Good. I don't see anything else in the vicinity.
Correct.
So, what can I do with my hasted action?
Cry.
Let's say I used my. Can I say I used my hasted action to make the attack?
Sure.
Okay. I'm going to use my main action to ready another attack if anything else comes through the darkness.
Okay. I don't think it matters. I think you could still use your hasted action for a.
It does. The description of the spell does not say you can use it to ready an action, so it does matter in this case. But
Okay. Interesting. That's a weird omission. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Well, I think because it's not necessarily giving you a full extra action. It's giving you
you have a limited set of additional actions.
Yeah.
yeah.
But no, I'm satisfied.
Cool. Alrighty. Kayana.
I suppose if would I have seen the big bear
No, you
at
would
all?
not.
Okay.
Although Shadra might have said something about it. And we didn't have it happen in roleplay, so no, you don't know about the bear.
No.
I
We
mean,
don't know
I'm
about the giant bear
screaming,
yet.
oh bad, oh bad, oh bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It wasn't,
I
oh
think I
bear, oh bear, oh bear.
Yeah.
If that's the case, then I'm just going to hold my ground. I'll ready. I'll ready an ice knife if something makes it past the tentacles.
Okay. Alrighty. Shadra.
Hmm. Can't see past that. And I don't want to interrupt the calming words.
They've pretty much run their effect. And you'd be able to tell that in character. Like, things happened, but, like, the battle is still going on.
Okay, I'll take the moment to warn everybody that there is a really, really mean looking Wraithheart hanging out back there too.
Okay.
Okay.
And I guess
Oh no.
yeah. And if if the battle's back on, I'll shoot off another arrow, I guess.
Okay. Go ahead and attack at disadvantage. I feel like firing into this darkness should do more than disadvantage.
Yeah. Really should. I was
Like,
just
when
thinking
there
that.
were a bunch of them, it made sense, because, like, you were
Right.
basically shooting at the broadside of a barn.
But when you also can't really hear into it,
Yeah.
it's really
Oh
iffy.
yeah, no, this is an absolute pot shot.
Right, but, like, mechanically, I think the only thing is just...
Double disadvantage?
Yeah, you
It-
would have to home
There's no
brew it,
double
I'm pretty sure, at that
disadvantage.
point.
I mean, I got
You
a 2, so
You could
it's
perhaps give it 3/4 cover,
True.
which would I
in
think would.
addition to be... So, I guess I could. It's just interesting, because typically it's, like... It's tiered, like, half cover, 3/4 covered, obscured.
I mean,
Yeah.
it makes sense. It's kind of, you just can't see into it. Like, there's nothing actually there as an obstacle.
are the tentacles physically there?
Yeah, they are.
We
At
we
least
can debate
they're...
this later.
Yeah. So, I guess the thing would be... what I'll do, since I can't hide the information from you on Roll20, what I'll do is I will simulate the randomness of the direction in which Shader shoots her arrow, and I'll assign numbers to directions and decide whether or not your attack hits. Is that fair?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, effectively, a 2 or a 3 on this D8 will hit, and anything else will miss. It was a 1, so that does miss. Having no information about the location of your target, you fire a round off and it whizzes through the darkness. You hear it impact stone on the other side. Alright, anything else? Can you all hear me?
Nope.
Yeah.
Nothing
Okay.
else. Sorry.
Okay, cool. Wartalk, you are up.
I'm just gonna ready Eldritch Blast.
Alright, and it is the lycanthrope's turn. Oh, damn it, I should not have done that. I minimized Discord, it was ruined. Alright, we're back. So, the lycanthropes. The werewolf dies immediately because it starts its turn in the darkness. The
Good.
bear can move 40 feet. Yeah, okay, so he can just move through the entire length of it. So he's gonna go, and he is gonna get out on the other side, next to Kellum.
Is he dashing?
Yep. So his
Ooh.
speed is 40 feet when he is in bear or hybrid form, and he's dashing for 80. So
Yep.
40 feet
Yeah, he can
through
move
Hunger
through
of
it.
Hadar, which is just enough.
All right. Ice knife goes out. I'm going to roll my attack.
Okay.
He's not in my range, so I can't use my attack.
That is a 14.
That does hit. Go ahead and roll damage. This is not a minion.
Okay.
Oh, so
No,
used to them.
giant bear has 1 hit point, dies immediately.
Wow.
A strong breeze hits him, he dies.
Okay. That is 5 piercing damage, and then
Is it a dex save or con?
I need I need both the bear and Callum to make dex saves.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well, the bear got a 7.
Okay, he fails,
Okay.
and it takes a grand total of 2 cold damage.
So it was
Nice.
5 piercing and 2 cold?
Yes.
Okay.
I got 12. Oh no, 13. Sorry.
You also take 2 cold damage.
How could Anna?
I'm sorry.
Alrighty. And then,
Okay. Eldritch goes off too.
yes.
All right.
It hits Callum.
First one is
At least it was
27 to hit.
minimum.
27 hits.
Yeah.
now this bear has like 4 sets of plate
9
armor on.
damage.
How much?
9.
Cool. So, as the bear emerges, the, it's just 1 attack. It's not the full.
Not
Action.
just casting Eldritch Blast.
Yeah, you still get.
Oh,
you
that's
get
right.
2
Yeah,
bow
it's still
sprays
2
with 1
bolts
cast.
because that's just part of the cantrip. Yes, you're good.
Cool. 15.
That still hits.
2 damage.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. And then let me think here. So he was. Let me actually pull up the map and I can figure it out for Rizzle. Okay, yeah, he's still not there. Alrighty, he is on the other end of the orb, leaving his poor pet all alone.
He doesn't have to come over here.
No,
What
no,
are the
you're right.
rest
He
of them
doesn't have
doing?
to. All right, those are all the ones Kellum scared. I'll go
Okay.
ahead and take them off the map.
Oh, they just left. They just escaped me.
Yep, they were like, we're noping out of this shit.
Well, they would have died of the tentacles anyway, so that's fine.
They took the option.
I didn't hear that.
They took the smarter option.
I guess that's fair.
I feel like the Raven Kingdom support that. Let them leave while they have the chance.
Wasn't our
Alrighty.
goal to kill them though?
Wasn't what?
Wasn't our goal to kill them?
We'll get them later.
Alrighty.
Well, all right.
So the flesh render takes its turn and gets as close as it can. And then
It's called a flesh render?
the Wraithheart flesh render, yes.
Oh God!
That's like
That is
fun.
spooky.
Yeah, you're welcome. Okay, so now I get to watch my precious bear die because it's one enemy in a group of PCs. So Callum, you're up.
Good.
Well, ain't no cure for stupid, bear. I'm gonna attack it.
Okay. Go ahead and roll. You can go ahead and roll twice just to make it faster. Because
Okay.
you're going to use both your attacks, right?
Yeah. So the first one was like a 13 to hit, and the other one was a 25 to hit.
Both hit. And Jeff, you're on deck, so if you are also going to attack, you guys can roll in advance just so that we can make it go faster.
Okay, doke.
Roll damage, Callum.
So for the first one, I'm gonna make it. Actually, so first one, I'm making a regular attack. That's fine.
Okay.
Where's my D10? That's 6 plus 4, so that's 10 damage for the first,
Nice.
and then 13 damage for the second. Plus, I'm gonna do a thunderous smite.
Cool. Is this another 2d8?
Another 2d6.
2d6.
That's another 7.
Sweet. All right.
And then it
So,
has to succeed on a strength saving throw.
alrighty. That is a 22.
You know, it's a close one, but I think it made it.
Okay. So, Kellum, meeting this bear as it launches itself out of the hunger of Hadar, slams MC Hammer first into its thigh, driving the bear to sort of stumble on its side, and then comes back around with a second strike, catching the bear in the side of its jaw, and here go as it rights itself from the blows. Jeff, you're up.
Okay, can I move to like here
Yes.
so I can like flank the bear?
Yep.
All right, I'm going to attack. I think with advantage because I'm flanking him.
Yes, sir.
So the first attack is 28 to hit.
Hits.
Okay. I'm gonna pop a charge and chill mort here.
Cool.
So that does 13 damage.
Nice.
And second attack. Oh, drop my dice. Hang on. All right, good. That's also a 28 to hit.
Jesus. All right, hits.
Cool. I'm gonna use another charge to chill mort.
Okay. Did you replenish them?
that-
Because you guys did get a long
Yes, I
rest,
did.
right? Yeah.
I did.
nice.
All right, and that does 14 damage.
Nice. Okay.
And I'm going to use the rest of my movement to like scoot right here.
Okay.
Got to protect the back line.
Sure thing.
And that. Oh wait, I get a third attack.
Yeah, you have a hasted.
All right, I'm gonna use my hasted attack. That one is a 19 to hit or 18. Sorry.
That hits.
Cool. I'm gonna use another charge to kill Mort. All right, that's another 14 damage,
Nice.
and that will be my turn.
Okay. Sweet. All right, Kayana, you're up.
Frostbite time.
Alrighty.
Con save.
Yes. Oh boy. That is 21.
Nothing happens.
Okay. It shakes it off. You see like ice crystals beginning to form on its shoulders, but it and just like bangs the side of its head into each of them, and they just shatter off harmlessly.
I'm just gonna scrunch up for a little bit, and that's the end of my turn.
Okay. Shadra. Shadra. Cody,
Sorry.
your turn, friend.
All right. How about I run up to Sir Weirbeer?
Okay.
And I've got the Condemned Council's short sword, and I'm gonna whack him.
Nice. So let me remind myself of what it was precisely.
If it procs, which it definitely does not. So that is going to be a 14 to hit.
Gotcha. That hits.
All right. So then, let me
I think you get sneak attack if we're next to it.
definitely
You do.
Okay. Wow, that is frustrating.
Aw.
17 points of damage.
Not bad. It's not great for sneak attack, but it's not bad damage in general.
Nope.
Alrighty.
Uh,
He is
and
bloodied.
got the silver dagger, and I'm gonna stab at him again.
Okay.
And that is 17.
That hits.
Cool. That is D4. 5 points of damage.
Nice. Okay.
That's me.
Alrighty. So as Shadra rushes up, she draws a blade that I don't think any of you guys have seen yet. Because it was.
I mean, we all saw a rack of them.
Yes, but I don't think they. Well, yeah, I guess you all did. Okay. So she draws the sword that was on the rack in the floors up above, one of the swords of the Elvarite Council, and jabs it into the werebear's side, and he howls out in pain. And it seems to do like a normal amount of damage. Like it seems to do what you would expect, rather than the immunity that you've come to expect these lycanthropes to have from normal weapons. So clearly, it is not a normal weapon. And then she follows it up with a second jab right into the abdomen with a silver dagger, and the werewolf begins to sort of, or werebear begins to sort of leak a little blood from its mouth, and it's starting to look a little bit haggard. All right, Wartalk.
I'll Eldritch it.
Okay.
First one is a 12 to hit.
That still hits.
Impressive. 4 damage.
Okay.
Second one's a nat 1.
That does not hit. Go ahead and
Uh-oh.
roll it again for me.
18.
Okay, and
9 damage on that one.
only if that hits Kellum. Kellum, what's your AC?
18.
That hits. So you take 9 points of Eldritch Blast damage
Poor
as
Kellum is
the
gonna be-
shot goes wide.
We're team killing him before he
Television's
goes.
Chaotic Wartalk! What is this?
Oh man,
Later, nerd.
that's great.
No.
One party member per dungeon we go into. That's the rule.
Oh god.
Them's the breaks!
Oh man. Ooh,
We
let's
need
not do
more
this.
Yeah, we need more friends.
It's fine, guys.
a
I'll
friend.
find people who could play. It's okay.
Let's just start dragging generic townsfolk into the dungeons. We have a sacrifice every time.
That's
wear
not
them on your
chaotic
back.
evil at all.
Yeah.
All right, so Wartalk. Anything else?
Nah.
All right,
Just
it is
pull a
the
village out of your utility belt.
werebear's turn.
Summon unseen servant. All right, buddy. Go die.
This is like the 5th time this week. Ah!
Hey, man. Find a lot of dungeons.
Goodness gracious.
So the werebear has a great axe in his hands, and he is going to.
Oh, that's new.
Yeah. So he is going to. Oh shit. Okay.
Murder somebody.
Jeff, that's a natural 20.
Oh
That's,
god.
That's a 27 to hit.
Yeah, I mean, it's a nat 20. Yeah, that hits.
Yep. And so
I'm gonna
that's.
feel this in the morning.
Ooh, he only rolled a 2 on his extra damage dice, so it's not as bad as it could have been. So that is 18 points of slashing damage.
Ow.
And he is going to go at you next, Shadra.
I'm not bloody yet, but that was a solid chunk.
He just rolled 2 nat 20s in a row.
Yay!
If it helps, anybody within 5 feet can have +2 to their AC.
It doesn't help against that
Yeah.
noise.
Alright, holy shit, that's a lot of damage.
Lay it on me.
That is 29 points of piercing damage as he bites into you.
Oh, bites.
I'm
Yup.
down.
Wait, don't you have uncanny dodge?
I do. Thank you. That is brand new.
Yes.
I never
Yes.
use it.
Good. You should use
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, definitely uncannying, dodging,
Yep. So that's half.
So
I do
half
think you
of-
still need to make a con save. So 14. 14 damage.
okay, 14 damage, which will take me to 10,
Okay. Alright.
and con save.
Yep.
Con save. That's an 11.
You have lycanthropy, my friend.
Oh.
Oh.
So
Brother,
Shadra,
I mean-
as the fangs sink into your collarbone, you go, "Ow!" and your voice like deepens and becomes this like guttural like roar for just a moment before you kind of shake it off, and you're like, "Well, fuck." All right. So,
Oh, never,
yeah, what's up?
never mind. I wanted to just clarify something, but I think I got clarified in chat.
Okay. I'm gonna check it just to be sure. Okay. No, you did not take a short rest.
Ah, poopy.
However, it is now the Flesh Render's turn. But
Which we
difficult
still haven't seen
terrain.
yet.
Huh?
Yep, it's difficult terrain.
Yeah, difficult terrain saves you all. Like hardcore.
Good.
Good.
And he can only get into, not through.
He's just
Sucks.
like a red bag.
Alright, Kellum, you're up.
Does he take damage?
No, he didn't. He didn't start his turn in it.
He did end
No,
his
but he
turn
ended
in
his
it.
turn.
Oh, he does end his turn. Yeah.
Yes. So go ahead
Does-
and roll them dice.
It's a deck save.
Oh, it is. That's true. But
yeah,
he still has
dex
to
16.
roll.
Yeah, I still got roll just in
19.
case.
Don't
Okay,
even
well, never
bother.
mind.
He rolled a 19. Sorry.
Well, you know what? I'm gonna do lay on hands for Shade.
Oh, aren't you kind?
You got dad, right?
She's at 10.
Oh, 10. Never mind, you're fine. We're gonna kill the bear.
I take
Okay.
it back.
That's a 21 to hit.
That hits.
Okay, I'm gonna do both again.
Okay.
And that's a 9. Sorry, it's a 9 to hit.
The 9 misses.
Oh, so I'm gonna do Thunderous Smite on the first one then. Screw it.
Okay.
So the original amount of damage is 12 plus
Okay.
6 plus 8, so 20 damage.
Okay. Nice. So you thwack into the werebear once again, and the light flashes forth, and you hear this thunderous crack emit. And it's not just the ribs breaking; it's also the magical prowess of your paladin calling forth the might of his god as the hammer impacts its foe and deals considerable damage. The werebear is now looking pretty rough. Anything else, Callum?
He also has to make the strength saving
Yes,
throw.
sorry, you're right. He's good at these, but he only rolled a 6, so that's a 10.
He needs a 14 to pass, so he is knocked back 10 feet
Okay.
into tentacles.
Yes,
and,
he is.
Or it doesn't have to be. Would it be better if he was like knocked somewhere else so you guys could still beat him up?
Yeah, if
Does
he
it
knocks
allow
into
you to
tentacles, I
choose
won't
the
be able to see
direction?
him.
I mean, I guess that doesn't really allow me to choose, but I guess so. I guess he moved back here if we're going by roll
Okay.
20.
Sure. Oh, yeah,
Nice,
because it'd
bro.
be
That works.
directly away from you. Yeah.
Yeah, that works.
Cool. That movement does not provoke opportunity attacks, however, so Shadra, unfortunately, you do not get one.
Yep.
Alright, anything else, Callum?
Nah, I'm good.
That's
Okay.
fine. I use my reaction.
Ah,
Yeah,
yeah.
use your reaction and not die.
Alright,
Yeah.
Hefe.
Alright, I'm going to attack the werebear.
Cool.
I can't get flanking, so this is just normal. 14 to hit.
That hits.
Okay. I'm just gonna do normal attack. Well, that's 12 damage.
Okay.
And I will attack him once more with feeling. That's a dirty 20 to hit.
Definitely hits.
I'm gonna go ahead and use Chill Ward. He's close to death.
Okay.
Oh, that's pretty good. Okay, that is 15 damage.
All right. So this time around, as you slash Chilmort through with a final cut, you see as the ice begins to form around the wound, and it expands outward from the cut until his entire torso is like covered in icy chunks. And as this is sort of taking over his body, you just kind of kick outward at him with a frontal kick to the abdomen, and it just breaks out the middle section of his body, which shatters into 1,000 pieces. He did.
Cool. There's not really anything else I can do with my hasted action, so I'm just gonna like move back to a center location next to Kellum,
Cool.
and that'll be my turn.
Okay, Kayana, anything you want to do?
Yes. I am going to. Okay, so I know that there's a Wraith Heart.
He's coming for you.
I'd rather that not happen.
Good luck.
Who needs the most healing? I assume Shadra.
I think we're untouched aside from Phaedra and Kellum, because it's going to
Kellum's
take damage from his teammates.
Yeah, don't you forget it, Kellum.
Wow. Wow.
So on the enemies page for Kellum, we're adding Warthog.
What is Kellum at? Shadra's at 10.
I'm
Kellum
at 30.
is at. Okay.
Yeah, Kellum's good. Phaedra is less good.
Yeah,
Um.
10.
Let me get you a healing word. I'm gonna do
Ooh.
that at 2nd level.
My favorite kind of word.
That is a max roll, so you get 12 HP back.
Outstanding.
Not bad.
Eee. Other than that, I think I'll hold a frostbite as my main action.
Okay.
In case the Wraith Heart comes out.
Okie doke. And Shadra, what would you like to do?
I'm gonna try to kill the thing that is making me uncool.
Wait,
What is that thing? The bear's dead.
Oh, the bear's dead. I'm
The
so
bear
sorry.
died.
I think all that's left is the Wraith Heart that is slowly approaching through the darkness that we cannot see.
Okay. So I will back up and hold my action. Can I? Is there anything else in this hallway that we can do to like prepare it, or is it just a hallway?
Make an investigation check.
It was 13
Swear if
plus
there's a chandelier above the darkness.
9, so 22.
There is not a chandelier above the darkness. However, so the hallway is mostly dark, but that doesn't mean that there aren't sconces. They're just unlit. So there are a few sconces around, and a few barrels and drawers that line the hall as well. So
Gotcha.
maybe there might be something if you'd like to try.
I don't think there's anything I can do to like home alone the Wraith Heart though.
Probably not in 6 seconds.
Yeah, definitely not.
Okay.
So yeah, I'll just hold my action with my weapons and sort of get flat up, get behind the two beefier boys.
Okay. You should be able to move your guy, can you not?
Yep, doing that.
Okay.
now.
Cool. I was like, did it happen again? God damn it!
I'll fall back right about there.
Okay. Cool. Wartalk, you up, my friend?
I'm just gonna prep Dissonant Whispers.
Okie doke.
On who, Warthog?
The darkness. No, the sand. We've established.
Oh my
that
God.
as my number.
I
Yeah,
fucked
what's
up.
that?
I badly
What?
fucked up.
How bad?
Why?
So it's not really that bad. It's just funny. On the stat page for the Wraith Heart, I meant to put bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing from non-magic weapons. I put from magic weapons.
Quick, get the club out!
No.
Nice.
Give me a
Alright, I got-
crowbar.
I got my sling, y'all. Let's do this. I think I might have used it once. I'm ready.
All right. So, let's see here. Yes, so it is his turn now. No, it's
Cool.
not. Yes, it
Oh.
is, because you went,
Yeah.
right? Anything else you want to do, Wartalk?
Nah.
Okay. He gonna come out.
Cool. He takes 6 cold damage.
Okay.
And
takes
he's
that.
going to need to make a con save.
Alrighty. Constitution 19.
Fuck, okay.
Sorry, he rolled a 17. That's unfortunate for
Nope,
you.
it's just how the dice be.
They do be like that sometimes. Shadra, were you readying an action?
Yeah. I am going to.
So I think you'd have to chuck a dagger at it unless you did drop it and draw the bow.
Yeah, that's all I'm gonna do. Just
Okay.
hawk it.
Cool.
And that is a 19 to hit.
That does hit. He's not quite as easy to hit as the werewolves, but that
Yep.
hits him.
Do you get sneak attack because he's next to Kellum?
Not with range. Oh wait. Yeah, actually he should.
Yeah, with range.
Yep, that's the thing.
Yep. And that will be.
So many dice.
Oh my god. Yeah, that is a very solid 11 points of damage.
Man,
Very sneaky.
your sneak attacks are not being as friendly to you as they could be.
They really aren't.
They're not terrible, but they're not good.
Yeah, the dice do not like you today.
So Jeff and Kellum, as you all are watching this malformed, shadowy, imposing figure just ooze from the darkness that is Hunger of Hadar, you watch as is Frostbite a ray, or is it just like...
It just happens.
I think it just happened.
Okay. You see this like cold wind begin to sort of ravel around the Wraithheart's form, but it just sort of flexes and the wind disperses from its body. Next, you see a silver dagger fly next to you, Kellum, and embed itself into the Wraithheart's semi-incorporeal form. And it actually, so it only took half damage. As you see the knife sort of, it's not magic, right? It's just silver. Cody?
Yes, well, it was silvered, yes.
Okay, but it's not magical. It's just
No,
the
correct.
sword is magical. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you see as it sort of sinks into the semi-incorporeal form, but it doesn't go as deep as you might have expected from watching Shadra fight previously. So that is unfortunate. But the Wraithheart is now before you, and I believe one of you had readied an attack on seeing it.
Oh.
Maybe?
I did not. Oh, Wartalk had Dissonant Whispers readied.
Yes.
Wiz 16.
Wisdom. 5.
Ooh.
Okay, so no.
Yep.
Well, that's actually really freaking good. 22 psychic damage.
22. Wow. Okay.
And does anything else happen?
Yeah, I think he has to run away.
That's what I thought it was.
Question, does this thing have legs?
In a sense, but they do not touch the ground.
It
Damn
must
it.
immediately use its reaction, if available, to move as far away as its speed allows from you.
Is it frightened of you or something like that? Or is it just that text?
It literally just says, and must immediately use its reaction, if available, to move as far away as its speed allows from you.
Is that on the spell card or is that on something on... Okay, so the spell cards are
it's just on the
sometimes
Dissonant Whispers.
abbreviated, so I'm going to double check it. But that's probably the case. It was...
The creature doesn't move into obviously dangerous ground.
So that would be Hunger
tentacles
of
aren't
Hadar.
dangerous.
Yeah,
Nah, tentacles aren't dangerous.
It's just dark.
No, it's not the
So
case.
It would just like.
Wait,
run
how did
into
you
the
get
corner of the
22 on
tentacles.
3d6 psychic damage?
Warlock's spell level
What,
scale up.
5d6?
He's the 3rd level slot.
Oh, yeah, right. Cool. Okay, yeah, so there's no text about it being frightened of you. So yes, it does immediately make its thing to move here.
And does
Wait,
that
it says,
provoke
is it
attack
as far as
opportunity?
you from possible, or is it...
As Its
Yeah,
movement
Away
allows,
f-
yeah.
It just has to be
But
away
it-
from you.
yeah,
So
but it does
actually,
not move
away
into
from you is
physical
probably more here.
Yeah, it doesn't move into obviously. Okay, yeah, so
Yeah.
go to the corner. Does that movement provoke opportunity attacks?
It does.
Alright, I'm gonna take one.
Same.
Use my spell slot, so I don't.
That was a 21 to hit.
Hits.
25.
Hits.
Oof.
Okay, I do 11 damage.
I do 13 damage.
Okay.
I fist bump Jeff afterwards.
Yeah, I'll fist bump back.
Okay.
I'd also
Armor
like to
bros.
go ahead and drop hunger.
Sure. I hate you.
Sorry. I mean, you can just leave the circle there. Like, it doesn't matter. We
You
know
redraw
this
an
about-
entirely new circle.
it. Mind.
I managed it somehow.
First time all night, rolled 20 to something, right?
Yeah. Alright, so, however, it did still have movement left. So after having moved away from you, it is then going to finish out its movement with... It's going to get here, and it is going to attack Jeff. Or Kellum, that is Kellum.
Yes, that's me.
That
Hey,
is
that's me.
cool. Wow.
Alright. So, yeah, it's gonna... Yeah, sure, okay. It's gonna make 2 Wraith Sword attacks at you. However, it's not the Wraith Sword that you've seen before. These fetid claws that seem to leak shadow reach out and swipe through you, and they hardly even touch you physically, but they nonetheless cause great pain. That first one is a 25 to hit,
Okay, yeah, I guess that hits.
and the second is a 21.
Okay.
2 good rolls.
Ooh. No, those are bad rolls. For us. Or for Kellum.
So you take 5 slashing damage and 3 necrotic damage from the first attack, which is much lower than average. And oh my
Good.
gosh, another one.
Good.
And 5 slashing and 2 necrotic from the second. And then the Wraithheart is going to peer about itself on the battlefield, and it is going to pick... Are you within... let me see here. What did we decide the scale was?
80 feet is 10 feet. So, 8 to 1.
So that would be less. That'd be about 20 feet. 25.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, it's a very iffy thing.
It'd be a little less than 20 feet.
Yeah. All right. That is within 30 though, for sure. So I would like you, Wartalk, to make a Wisdom saving throw.
Sure. Wisdom, you say? Oh, deal. 16.
That is just barely a success. So you will take
Bring it.
4
Kill me.
points of necrotic damage, but suffer no other ill effects.
All right, deal.
You succeeded on your save, so it's not as bad as it could have been.
Fair.
You were slightly killed.
I mean, I'd like to be all the way dead if it's all the same to you.
No.
Come Thunder
Whoa.
smites Wartalk twice.
Whoa.
Can I use him as a projectile against the Wraithheart?
You gonna kill him and throw his corpse at it?
He counts as a magical weapon because he can cast spells.
Let's
That's
go.
not how that
Improvise
works.
magical weapon. Let's go.
Cast Hunger of Hadar upon yourself. Make a tentacle out of your own body.
This is wait, no, hold on now.
All right. Anyway, so
Is the stream 18 plus?
yes.
Yes.
All right, then yeah, let's do it.
Oh my god. No. That's not why I answered yes to that question.
No, carry on.
All right. So, Kellum, you're up.
I'm gonna be kind of peeved that he hit me.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go ahead and go for some hits. Hits back. Okay.
Kill that bitch.
First one's nat 20.
Damn.
Ooh.
All
Second
right.
one's an 11.
That misses. But go ahead and roll on
So-
that first.
Smite that
Okay.
bitch.
Fight.
Are
So
you going to
it's-
use Thunderous Smite?
Oh, fuck yeah.
Cool.
Oh yeah. So what is it for nat 20? It's
So I
I
can't.
do 2d12 now.
My other DMs here, does it also double the Thunderous Smite dice? I think it does, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
It doubles
So-
all
Double
sources of
twice.
damage.
All of
all the
the
rolls
all
for
of the
the
initial
attack.
roll will be max damage. So your D10 for your Warhammer plus the Thunderous Smite damage is all maxed. So that's what 22 plus your Strength modifier, and then you roll a D10 and 2d6 and add that. So I think your Strength mod is what 4? Or is it
Yeah, my strength mod is +6.
It's plus
Strength?
3.
Yeah.
Your Strength
Your
should be.
strength-
Strength do
Your
you have?
strength saving throw is plus 3.
Oh, sorry. +3. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh.
or plus 6.
Yep.
Okay.
It's plus 3.
Yeah, I was looking at straight saving throws. My bad.
That's all good. So yeah, so you get 25 points of damage, and then roll a d10 and 2d6.
Well, wouldn't it be 29 points? Because I do 1d10 plus 4 plus 2d6 of the Thunderous
No,
Smite.
it's only one attack. You don't add your strength mod twice.
Okay.
But you're right
Okay.
in that it's one more point than I said because it's a magical weapon that does +1 damage.
Okay.
Okay.
So then I do like a regular roll.
Yep.
So that's 8 for the Warhammer, and
So we're at 34.
6 for the.
So 40
Thunderous Smite.
points of damage. Jesus.
Yeah.
All right, you wreck this thing, and you take your axe and like you kind of swipe, and for the briefest moment, it looks like your hammer just kind of passed through and didn't do anything. But then all of a sudden, like the form of the Wraithheart just bursts, and it's like almost completely taken apart. And you can see these tendrils of shadow like pulling it back together, trying to keep it in one piece. But this blinding light flashes forth, and a thunderous crack resonates throughout the halls. The Wraithheart is still standing when the dust clears, but he is looking rough.
Oh yeah, does he have to make the strength save against Thunderous Smite?
He does.
Fail. Do it.
I gotta find his
I feel like the
stats.
strength can't be that good.
It's good.
Oh shit.
And he rolled a nat 20.
Fuck.
Oh, it's real good.
So it turns out he does not fall.
He does not fall. He's also immune to the condition prone, but you know. Actually, wait, is he? It doesn't say that on here, but I think that might have just been a miscopy from Wraithheart.
I mean, he doesn't have legs.
Yeah, I think I overlooked it, but he is not. He cannot be prone. Oh no, actually, I have it written here in the incorporeal movement. When prone, a Wraithheart can stand up as a free action. So they can be prone,
Oh.
but it costs them nothing to get
That
up
does
from
nothing.
Okay. Well, it doesn't matter because you roll that 20 anyway.
it. Yep. It was just curiosity. But okay.
Okay.
So, Jeff, you're next.
All right, it's time to body this thing. I'm gonna run behind it so I can get flanking,
Okay.
and I'm going to attack with advantage.
Yep.
That is a 25 to hit.
That hits.
Cool. I'm gonna pop Killmort here. That is 16 damage on the first attack.
Okay.
All right, next
He is
attack.
very close to dead.
I crit him.
How do you want to do this?
I am just going to tear him apart. I'm gonna like hack off his arms and then cut off his head.
Okay. So you watch the first strike with Chillmort slices through the Wraithheart's form, and it begins to crackle and cover in ice. Jeff spins his blade about, comes back for one slice that takes off the first arm, a second slice that takes off the second, and each of these times, Chillmort is more and more encasing the Wraithheart's body in ice, and more solidifying this incorporeal form, until finally Jeff puts it out of its misery, just slicing right across, and in a shatter of ice and shadow, the Wraithheart's form just dissipates completely, and you see like the head is stuck in this agony-filled wail disappear last, rising as shadow to the ceiling.
Flesh render, more like flesh rended. Ooh.
Boom!
But
Alright,
it
Jeff
wasn't
has disadvantage on everything for the rest of the night.
Did someone
Okay.
have Eldritch Blast ready against Jeff's bad puns? Or...
Yes. Yeah, no.
Always.
No, they both miss wildly. I think they both hit you.
So
actually. Sorry,
I
Colin.
need
Damn.
Jeff to make. I need
Fair.
Jeff to make a Wisdom save
Why?
against hold person to stop you from doing this ever again.
That was Ethan saying that, not Jeff.
Just hold person forever.
The crimes
That's
of
true,
the
because
father are also
Jeff
the crimes
does
of the
not
son.
know about
Yeah, I
flesh
don't know what
renders.
its actual name is.
Well
true.
then, Ethan, I need you to make a Wisdom save.
Alright. -3.
Then perish.
Sorry,
Okay.
Ethan, you're held.
Well, okay.
I'm gonna shape water to freeze all of the water inside of his body to ice.
That's not how that works.
I'm gonna
Dang.
die now.
Which is also kind of the argument against allowing it to be used for like picking locks like that. Because otherwise, like, where does it end? It's a slippery slope argument.
I mean, blood isn't really water.
You're a bloodbender now.
Also true.
Also,
But
I
the
told
human
you I
body
wouldn't
is
try
still
that
like
again.
a lot of water. Anyway,
Just to spare you.
I mean,
Thanks.
yeah, I appreciate it. It is like if I ever find a good way to handle it, I'll let you know, and then we can actually do it. But for now, yeah, I appreciate that.
Yeah, for now, no.
Okay, so you all have completed this combat and are now free
Cool.
to gain some experience, which I will tally up at some point in the near future.
Yeah.
And we're switching back to the Discord view and not the weird view. And we're going to turn off the Roll20 view because we're no longer on that map. So, you have completed your fight and are free to enter the chamber whence you came.
Let's do
or whence
that.
they came.
Is it still horribly on fire?
Not horribly.
Okay, good.
It was never horribly on fire. There was just a controlled ring of fire in the middle.
Well,
You're
and then
talking
there was
about
the
from
whole
Shadra's
oil
thing. So
yeah.
that didn't last long.
Okay,
It didn't break
that's-
all of the barrels, and for the most part, it just flashed fire and went out. There are like
Okay,
a few
good,
like little burning bits, but the
Yeah, just some,
floor
like,
is
wood
mostly
from stuff.
stone, and most everything was not aflame. Oh
Okay,
yeah, so
good.
let's remove all. I guess we can use the thing.
Jeff is going to like sprint 120 feet into the room while he's hasted, and then trip and fall as haste wears off.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm just looking at this hole in the floorboards while Jeff eats dust.
Okay. There is indeed a
I'll
hole
do-
in the floor. It seems to just go down into darkness. You can make a perception check if you want.
Yeah. 11.
It goes down into the darkness. Like darkness.
I'll help look.
Can I drop a ball
Actually,
bearing?
Sure.
Yeah. Thanks.
So, as Shadra comes up, she just kind of takes out a ball bearing and drops it. Counts. It falls for maybe 2 seconds before clattering against what sounds like stone, and it seems to come to rest relatively quickly.
Okay.
Is this room otherwise sealed off? This is the
Nope.
only other. Oh, okay.
There is an exit. I'll ping it once I've finished removing all of the foes that no longer exist.
Okie doke.
There anything down the hole?
Not that
Not
you all
that I
could
could
tell.
see.
So there seems to be an exit, actually closer to where Wartalk is standing, like on this wall.
Okay.
Do you want to? Maybe you can turn back into a spider and go look down the hall.
I could do that. I shall do that. I will use my other wild shape and
Okay.
spooter it up.
So as you turn into a spider and scuttle down the shaft here.
Oh,
Um,
I'm spinneretting my way down, Spider-Man
good,
style.
good. So you cast your web and
Style points.
you spin your web and slowly climb down it as you descend. You take a few minutes. How long do you want to spend? Is what I'll ask, just to make things quick.
I just want to give this a good look over.
Okay. So it is about 45 feet down.
Okay. I do technically, I think, as a spider,
Do you
have
get dark vision?
I get dark vision. I also have a climbing speed.
Okay. Yeah, I mean it doesn't take you long.
Yeah. Yeah, 20-foot climb speed.
Cool. Yeah, so it takes you a little over 12 seconds to get down there. And then as you're sort of peering about with your spider senses, they start to tingle. And what you gather is that this is sort of the carven out shape of basically the natural rock formations upon which this temple was built. So there seemed to be sort of a natural cavern that they took advantage of, but then built walls a little bit more square around it, and you can see a few like structural support beams, like thick wooden beams, maybe 2 feet wide, that seem to hold up sections here and there. But for the most part, it seems unoccupied and uninteresting.
Okay. Gotcha.
Sorry I made you waste a wild shape on that, but you had the choice.
No, I had the choice. That's fine by me. I have 3 hours as a spider. I can check out that other door too.
True, you can. Is that what you would like to do?
Yes, please. Plus, I
Okay.
don't actually use my wild shape enough, so scouting is
Fair enough.
makes me feel useful.
Okay, so as you head down through this other door, it's more like a doorway. It's open, not more like a doorway like the puzzle door, more like a doorway as in it's just an open threshold. And the hallway beyond it extends just for a short like landing until you come to the top of a staircase. That seems to extend quite far down, and the staircase itself is actually quite magnificent. Whereas the room before that you just came from is very much in disrepair. Uh, this staircase seems to be. It's definitely stood the test of time, and it's definitely seen some wear and tear from the years. But it is decorated quite nicely. Like there are stone reliefs upon the walls, and the staircase itself is this like wide, like 20-foot stone staircase with a handrail going the whole way down. As you sort of scuttle up to the top and then look over the top of the railing, it seems to descend. It seems to actually broaden out further and then descend in this large channel, probably abutting, you gather from sort of the perspective, the side of the wall that you saw when you went down into the hole. It's sort of built around that cavern. Descends maybe 70 or 80 more feet in just a broad, deepening channel. Would you like to explore down it?
Yes.
Okay. As you come down, how do I want to do this?
Wait, I'm not at that low HP.
Yes, you are.
Oh,
I'm gonna go
One
ahead
per
and
dungeon.
move you guys here. What you see is, without all of your friends there, you see it open up eventually into a large, well-lit hall. On that hall are 6 open, well, not open doors, but doors that are like either slightly ajar or closed, but you would guess that they're not locked since the others are slightly open. And outside of each of them is a very finely polished suit of armor, which is much in juxtaposition to the rest of the room, which, while clearly made for grandeur at one point, has certainly seen decay over the many years it has been here. but the suits of armor seem as new.
Nice. Let's check out these rooms. Start
Okay.
with this one.
I'll just reveal all of them to you. So what you find is quite curious, and as a spider, you may even be noticed, but you're not going to draw much attention. What you see in each room is much the same. You see 2 beds, a desk, and 2 werewolves. They are invariably werewolves. None of the other lycanthropes seem to make appearance here, but they are all chained to the walls, on chains perhaps 10 or 15 feet long, such that they cannot quite reach each other, and there is a channel through the middle of the room.
That is indeed quite curious. Somebody has these bad boys on a leash. Good. I'm not going to deal with these fuckers right now.
Okay.
What is at the opposite end of the hall?
A deep staircase.
Oh, I see. Gotcha.
How far do you want to go?
How far down does it go?
Another 60 or 70 feet.
What's the worst that could happen? I shouldn't say that.
Let me
Your
see.
solo
Let me
mission.
roll for magical boot. Oh, look, I actually rolled a nat 20.
Well,
I'm not actually
Oh.
doing anything to you. It was just funny.
Oh, yay.
Kinda just like
You should be
kinda
thankful
ceases
I
to
wasted
exist.
that nat 20 on something that wasn't going to happen.
Whew. About how much time has passed, would you say?
Maybe 35 minutes.
Yeah, let's keep going.
36 minutes and 17 seconds.
Wow, I didn't know you had that feat.
I'm God. I have all the feats.
Oh, fuck.
okay.
Okay, so yeah, you keep going. I don't have a map for this one. Effectively, what you note as you go, as you finish descending this spiral staircase, it ends quite abruptly, and as it ends, so too does the finely hewn stonework. You go from this nice cut stone that makes up the structure of the staircase to immediately a rough-hewn tunnel that goes off further than you can see.
Okay. Would I get a sense of if that floorboard would connect with this tunnel at all?
Make a survival check.
Okay. Let's use... That is a... 14.
You do not think so.
Okay.
You get the sense that it was closed off enough, the area that you were in underneath of that floorboard, that this is likely a separate section of the natural cavern. Oh shit! Did Darius have to go?
Yeah.
Yeah, you had to leave.
Welp. Bye, Darius.
Wait.
Callum jumps down the hole. We never
Okay.
see him again.
Cool. That was easy.
Yeah.
Okay, and I
One
could
per
not
dungeon.
see... Wow. I could not see the how far this tunnel goes.
Correct. It stretched out into the darkness.
Hmm. I still have quite a bit more time
Wait a
left
second.
on this.
Nick, you missed a letter. You didn't say I'll rip for you. You said you'll RP for him. That was obviously not what you meant.
I mean, hey, typing's hard, right? I'm on Dvorak keyboard. It's weird.
That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah.
If I still have at least 1.5 hours left,
You do.
I'll see what goes down this tunnel.
Okay. Make a religion check.
Oh fuck, okay.
Pray to your
No!
god.
Nat 1?
I got a nat 1. Yeah.
Okay. You get a familiar feeling in the back of your mind, like something trying to make its way to the forefront.
Oh.
And then you get a massive headache. It's like just a splitting migraine. You can feel like the pressure behind each of your eyes. It is just like your vision kind of goes white for a second as soon as it hits, and you're just like, ah, ow, ow, ow. Okay. Oh, jeez. Oh. So you go for about another 45 minutes, and the tunnel shows no sign of stopping. But rather quickly, you find branches in it. Like it forks out and it changes path. And exploring a couple of these briefly, it seems to almost be like a labyrinthine tunnel system, not just a singular
That's
straight one.
no bueno. It's time to head back and get the buds.
Okay. You manage to make your way back just as your wild shape ends, and so you kind of are coming up. You're scuttling up the staircase, and as you return, or probably using your web to climb up the staircase, because otherwise that would take a while. You sort of like you climb over the banister, and like as you're getting to the top of it, you shift back into Kayana, and you're just kind of like half.
It's just oof.
Yep, you're just kind of like half on this thing, like clutching the side of it, and you're like, "Hey guys."
You alright?
What's up?
My head hurts.
So what were you guys doing for the 3 hours that she was gone?
Why don't we
Resting,
take a short
hopefully.
rest?
Sure.
Why don't we take a short rest?
Take a short
I was
rest.
just chilling.
Yeah, so that counts as a short rest, chilling.
Yep.
So I'm gonna short rest on D&D Beyond for Callum.
What do I get during a short rest?
Used to get die. Just in case.
Yeah, I guess I'll do that.
Wait, what is that? I don't know. Whatever.
Alright, I'm 1 health shy of full, so I'm back. Good.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna
I'm
roll 60-10 and add 12.
Yeah, that's right on the board.
39. Nice. Oh, he wouldn't have even needed all that, so I'm gonna give him one back. Wait. Yeah, okay. So Kellum is at 45 out of 52.
Neat.
Alrighty.
I'm ready to go.
Okay, so the group of you continue onward, armed with your new information that Kayana has given you.
Yeah.
There's a hole.
There is a hole. Alright, so how late do you guys feel like going?
I can go 1 more hour at most.
Yeah, we should, but we're gonna. I think this is the last session before we have the hiatus, so we should
is.
probably go as far as we can.
Okay,
Yeah.
so let's do this fast. So you get to the lowest quarter of the Elvarite Temple, and as you are walking through this hall, you can feel the dozen werewolves' eyes on you. There are growls here and there, and they seem hostile, but not as openly so as especially the feral ones on the second floor. One thing you note about these werewolves in particular, the group of them are 201, covered in scars and battle wounds, and while they don't seem any older, per se, than the others, they do seem more seasoned, more veteran.
Well, they're all chained up, right?
Correct.
Well, what should we do? Should we leave them here? Should we free them? Should we put them out of their misery?
Don't mess with them right now.
Leave it for now.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll ignore them. Jeff will ignore them for now.
Okay. So you continue onward, going through the hall, and deciding not to toy with what is already seemingly not docile, but not a threat. So Next, as you go down into the tunnel, this is many miles long, and I would like everybody first to make survival checks.
Okay.
8.
11.
Also an 8.
10.
I will roll for Kellum.
Callum, help!
Hopefully
So
he can
survivable.
carry you motherfuckers.
We're just walking. What's the worst that could happen?
Us?
Well, he's got a +4. He rolled a 16, so not bad.
Oh, thank God.
Thank God.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Callum's
Mine was an
AI.
8 as well. I apologize. I read my stealth.
Oh, okay.
Well, it's fine.
That's all right. It only took one of you to succeed for Callum to be like, guys, I think we're heading back towards the lake.
Ooh,
Oh no.
really?
That's
That concerning.
Probably.
I mean, that's fine.
bad.
Let's
No,
keep going.
I think it's what we need to do. I mean, there was no other way, right?
No, this is the only. I mean, this is what they were all like guarding almost. So let's keep going. See what
Yeah.
happens.
Okay.
Yeah, I
So-
guess so.
This, my friends, is a skill challenge. Have we done one of these in this campaign before? I believe we have.
We
Right.
have.
I think
Okay.
so.
Yeah, we've done one. It was a while ago.
Yes, so I will remind you of the rules. This one is difficult. It is 8
Crap.
required successes before 3 failures.
Double
Ooh.
Oh,
crap.
God.
And the rules, once again, are that you can only succeed with a skill once. However, I will make an exception for this one because it does require so many successes. You may reuse one skill that you have already made a success with.
All right. Jeff's athletics. Got it.
Yes. I was thinking the same thing.
Or my
Um,
deception.
Provided that it is not the same sort of description. So you come up with something
Yeah.
new and creative, and I will let you use the skill again.
I lied to the hallway.
Any player can try any skill with which they are proficient.
Okay.
And multiple players can try the same skill. So if Jeff fails on something and then Wartok wants to try that same skill, as long as he can come up with a new description for it, he can try it.
Okay.
And if we do, so I had the one recycle because that was how I was expecting the math to work out. But if it so happens that like you guys have succeeded with all your skills that are reasonable and somehow you don't have all successes yet, I'll let you continue cycling.
Okay.
So, effectively, you are in an underground labyrinth that is somewhat difficult to navigate, though not so much that you could possibly get lost forever. You will find your way out one way or another. The matter of this skill challenge is to decide how long it takes you and what happens on your path. So, with that in mind, as you traverse the rocky underground wherein your senses are dulled and you have a loss of connection with the upper world and the routine that you are used to, how do you go about making your journey easier? How do you go about finding your path more efficiently and making sure that your friends come out the other side sane?
Same.
Well, first, I light a torch so I can see.
Okay.
Because I don't have dark vision, so I need this.
Yes, you do.
Noob. I'd.
Is there any running water down here?
Make a, and this will not count as one of your checks, just to find some.
Yeah.
Make a survival check.
8.
It takes you a few hours, but eventually you do come upon some. And I will also
Sorry,
say
what?
it takes you a few hours, but eventually you do find some. So I will also say
Okay.
not all of this necessarily happens sequentially or in the time frame that I'm giving it.
Mhm.
This is just an overview sort of travel montage of what goes on.
Mm-hmm.
So you do eventually find some running water.
Okay.
I'm
Was there
gonna.
something you wanted to do with that running water?
Yeah, Yes, but if it's gonna take hours, I feel like we should get some other, like, we should get the skill check on the road.
Okay.
Yeah.
Again, it doesn't have to take place in sequence.
No, I understand, but let's kind of get this.
Sure.
Get
Wartalk, what
this
were you thinking?
going.
I'd like to try and contact my my friend from the lake.
Okay.
Let him know basically like, hey, we're kind of heading like towards the lake. We're in some weird like dungeon with werewolves and stuff. We could use some help. We're trying to like find our way through the dungeon. You wanna help us out, man?
Sure. Make a religion check for me.
Oh, that's a good idea.
22.
Okay, that was a relatively high DC as well, because religion is not the most applicable, but that does it. So,
+6.
Wartalk prays prays,
Yeah.
like, communes with
Yeah.
the bro, and is like, yo, help us out here. And, actually, we'll make this work in two ways. The next time you come to a fork, you
Okay.
hear this massive thump, and a shudder goes through one of the tunnels, reverberating off of the walls. And that same thump actually opens up a small hairline crack through which begins to flow water.
That's a little spooky.
It's not a worrisomely large crack.
Mm-hmm.
It may become a problem after a long time, but it's not right now.
Let's go that way, y'all.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I guess following water is good if we're trying to get to something on a lake.
Yeah. Basically, I was gonna see if there was flowing water so I could tell direction. So. And also temperature.
Gotcha.
Because warm water is what I want.
So unfortunately, this doesn't quite give you
No,
anything
this
more than the
doesn't
direction of
count.
up.
Yeah, no, it's fine.
It was a good thought, and you might eventually find some other, but not here. So remember that, like, in these kinds of skill challenges, you can come up with your own kind of obstacles to overcome. For instance, and I'll let you guys use this one, but this is just to sort of get your imaginations going. Something you might reasonably expect in an old cavern like this would be like maybe there was a collapse. And so Jeff could say, well, maybe we come upon a collapsed part of the tunnel, and I use my athletics to clear out the rocks and get us through quickly.
Okay.
Hi,
Jeez.
Jeff, make an athletics check.
I'm gonna do that thing you just told me to do.
Like, I'm legit going through my camera right now and just looking at all the pictures I took of the caverns from 2 weeks ago.
I got a 17.
A 17, that is more than enough. So, you all, after a couple of hours of travel, you come upon this collapsed leg of a tunnel, and you first backtrack and you try and go the other fork, but that very quickly turns into a dead end. And sort of faced with what seems to be this insurmountable choice, Jeff gets a stroke of genius and rushes back to the other, and just brute force shoves his way through this. Excuse me, cheapers. Stone collapse, and allows you a way forward.
Nice. I want to. Can I make a survival check to look for tracks to see if anything has passed through here that might give us a clue as to like where we might be able to go by retracing its steps?
Certainly.
All right. Oh, I got a nat 20.
Nice. Okay. So as you're looking, tracks do seem somewhat scarce. But sort of broadening your horizons beyond just footprints in the cavern floor, you begin to look about at the rock for signs of motion. And what you gather is there seems to be something that sort of scrapes against a wall every few dozen feet, for a good 6 or 7 miles. and you follow this, and it leads you true. It takes you along the better paths, and you don't meet any dead ends for quite some time.
Neat. So those are the 2 skills I'm good at.
So I've got a few things I can do, but I'll do one and then I'll open the floor up to the rest of y'all. Per Kyanna's suggestion, I'd like to use some performance to try and use echoes to kind of find the right path.
Yeah, I'll allow it.
Just start yodeling.
Basically.
He's a bat.
Yeah, I'm a bat now, y'all.
Yeah, bats
17.
yodel.
17?
Yep.
Nice. Performance was a pretty high DC, but that does it.
So we're up to 4 successes right now?
That's correct.
Yes.
Any failures?
None.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Okay.
So you begin to sort of call out into the darkness, and you sort of make it. You stumble a bit at first. It's kind of difficult to quite find a tone that works, but eventually you settle on one singular note that you always use, and you can, for a few of these pathways, you begin to find the pitch that is reverberated back at you is either pitched up or down, depending on like how far along the cavern goes in that direction, and you're able to sort of find your way a little bit more easily with that.
Cool.
Using a sort of sonar.
As we're going, can I look at the individual like rocks and walls to see if I can find vegetation that would like mosses and stuff that I would know to be sort of
Sure.
around lakes?
Make a nature check.
Cool.
Is that what you were going for, or were you going for something else?
I was hoping for like investigation, sort of like
Sure. Investigation can fit that.
Because I'm definitely not proficient in nature, even though plants are a big part of.
Just use stealth. That never goes poorly.
Yeah, no. That is a 12.
Ooh, that is our first failure, my friends.
Yep.
Do you have any luck points left?
Yeah, I got the 1, so I guess I'll go ahead and spend it.
Okay.
How many failures do we accrue again to like fail?
3.
3.
14, so it's only up 2.
That actually changes it.
Oh, really?
Yay!
14 was the DC.
All right.
Clutch lucky point.
All right. And another bit of this, you can make checks that you don't necessarily expect will acquire a success, but that may give advantage on a future check. So they might be a little bit harder to devise, but you can certainly try things like that as well.
That's honestly what I was kind of thinking might happen from religion.
Yeah.
So.
So Cody, as you're Shadra, sorry, as you're peeking along sort of some of these tunnels, you do spy a few kinds of lichen that you would expect to grow in more moist areas.
Lichen?
Fuck off.
That was good. That was actually quite good.
Jeff touches it and it's poisonous.
No.
Jeff,
I'm already a lycanthrope.
you have the lycanthropy.
No! I'm turning into a plant now.
My God.
They're mushrooms.
I'm turning into a plant now.
Oh, fuck off.
There's so mushroom down here.
All right. Jeff and Warthog both suffer 6 levels of exhaustion. Oh wait, what? That's death? Darn.
Ooh.
Alright, later.
So, Shadra, you're able to spot these various plants, and judging based on how they're growing, you actually lead the group to a tunnel that seems to begin to like slope up, and eventually you come to a point where there is running water.
Right.
Okay.
We're at 5 successes.
And then we just
Yeah.
blast through the wall, and there we're at the lake.
So that gives me an idea. So if we've found moss and lichens and running water, there is some sort of subterranean animal that's going to depend on this to survive.
Very
So,
possibly.
well, because caves are isolated ecosystems, and without a primary carbon source, they are essentially deserts. Anyway, so with this, and now that we have plant and water, could I use an animal handling check to maybe try and like listen for a bat or find any sort of anything that might indicate animals passing in and out?
So I would argue that's not really animal handling.
I know.
That's probably nature or survival.
Survival. I'll do nature.
Okay.
I'm actually proficient.
You're there.
17.
Okay, that is a 6th success.
Woohoo!
So as you are looking for signs of cave animals that may support an ecosystem within this this isolated area, you do actually catch a few places where you find like bat guano, and a couple of
Perfect.
other like hints of bat presence, and then like a few let's see, what else might there be? Actually, even a few like small rodents, like star-nosed moles or like things like that. And they're sort of their flight patterns and sort of following the trail of droppings effectively. You get a little bit closer to what you suspect might be an exit, and actually at one point you see a little bit of sunlight filtering down through a hole. It is dozens of feet deep. You can sort of get a sense of it as you look up. But there seems to be like a small rock formation, and there's just a little bit of an air hole that leads out that you suspect that might be where bats enter and exit the cave. But it has led you closer.
Good. Let's see. Does Shadra want to do her other check?
I'm so city oriented, people oriented. Unless we meet a hermit.
Don't you worry.
Yeah, I can't
I
find
have-
a way to think of deception either.
I have deception written down in my references as NA. So
Yeah,
Yeah,
I can't think of.
I can't persuade the
Well,
lake
that's
to
not
come to us.
Okay.
I
Then
Perhaps there's something like too much too much vegetation, or like some block or something. It's something where I need to like get in and use sleight of hand to like release something so we can clear the path.
Okay.
That's the only thing I can think of. If
So
someone's got
I
a better
will
idea.
mention insight is definitely one I have seen used before. The quintessential example that I've heard that might be a little bit difficult here, but to get your mind moving on it, I'll still let you do the sleight of hand one. Well, I don't know. I might give you like 30 seconds to think about insight and then decide if you want to do that or sleight of hand. But way I've seen insight used before is like arguing that, you know, something that you might notice in passing, like a slight breeze that others might write off, with your high insight, you might figure, oh wait, if there's a breeze, that means that there's a source of wind coming from that direction that will lead us out. You know, something like that. Deriving a clue about the world around you from what seems like mundane hints.
Yeah.
Separates it a little bit from investigation or nature.
Okay.
But if you can't think of anything for it, I'll let you use sleight of hand to do something like what you were talking about.
I could also go ahead if you need more time. I'm sorry.
Yeah, go ahead.
I didn't mean to put you on the spot.
No, you're good.
Everyone should get a chance, though. It's not so much on the spot; it's just prompting.
Yeah. I think this might be going a little bit out on a limb here. But I think
Well, there's no
what I'm
trees
gonna-
around.
No, we have
Ho
arms.
ho.
Well, shoot, you got me there. I think I'm going to pull out that golden feather that I woke up with suddenly, and try and focus on it, and try and visualize Jeremiah in my head, and just see if he has
Oh shit, I could be
know.
doing things for Kellum too. But yes.
Yeah, but basically see if Jeremiah has any idea about which way to go from here.
Okay. Make
So-
a... So we've already done religion, so is this what you want to use your recycle on?
Didn't you say that different characters could use the same skill?
If it
So
didn't work,
if it didn't
or...
work,
Oh.
if the group passes with one, then it would be your recycle. That's fine. I just want to make sure you're aware that that would be the case. You only have 2 more successes to go, so
Yeah, I
it's
was
not
gonna
like
say
it's...
that's
Yeah.
fine. I've got another
Okay.
+6 that might be able to be doing.
I will do so, and I got a dirty 20.
Okay, that will be enough. Let's see. Is Jeremiah going to point out? So actually, what I'm going to say is you get advantage because Kellum is helping you with this. Especially as he recently saw Jeremiah in his dream. So when he sees you take out the feather, he puts his hand over yours on top of it and begins to pray as well. And so, Kayana, what you see, like as soon as you look up from the feather that you were holding, you see something on the wall. And it had always been there, but somehow you didn't recognize it before. It's worn, certainly, and time has not been kind to it, but it was definitely there, and you definitely know what it is. It's a helmet. It's a bassinet, like a griffin bassinet. And you immediately think to yourself, helm. Not like the shortening of helmet, but the god.
The god.
And you don't know where this revelation came from. But looking back down at the feather, you think maybe you have an idea. These sigils of helm line the walls for almost the entire length of the tunnel. Now they are on most of the branches as well, but you can actually tell with Jeremiah's leading and with a little bit of your own insight, you're able to look at these and sort of determine, based on just wear and tear and how much the area around them has been used, which paths may lead you safe. And that gets you another success.
We only need one more.
Also, the rest of you have no idea what she's talking about when she says helm. None.
Don't know, don't care.
Just
Not a
So I'm
god that
seeing
exists in this
things.
world. No, like they're on the wall. They're definitely there, but nobody else has any like significant religious connection like to be made there between the helmet and this random god that's called helmet. Like, what does that mean? What the fuck are you talking about? Of course, it's a helmet. But none of the others have ever heard of the god Helm.
Right.
Even me?
Yep, even you.
Dang.
All right, Shadro, we got anything?
Um. Is there? You said that insight is something.
Sorry,
I
cut out.
can't hear that at all.
Cody.
He suddenly went to a broadband connection.
All right,
gone.
Shader died, and
Let's get some Kellum checks.
yeah. So let's see what Kellum's got.
Hello?
Hi.
Oh, there
Hello.
we go. We can hear
Hey.
you again.
Okay. Yeah, no. So you said that it's something that's a little bit more intuitive than just.
Yep.
Okay.
Also, Kellum
how
has like nothing helpful.
about,
Oh.
We're good if this doesn't work out.
We already
it-
used nature.
It's fine.
if the rock would turn into something more weathered,
Okay.
something typifying, like noticing, oh hey, shoot, there's a change of color. We've been walking so long. That's not just the light.
All right. Yeah. Make an insight check.
This seems like sandy, kind of soapy stone. That is 14.
I also have proficiency in insight. Can I help?
You can help. Yes.
All right, I will
What
help.
would you like to do to help?
I wasn't expecting to get this far. I'm going to ask Shader to describe what she's looking for, and then I'm also going to like help her look for that.
Okay. Easy enough. So Shader, you can roll with advantage.
Okay, and that would be a 23. So
Nice.
yeah, with your help, we definitely see the change.
So coming in with the
color.
clench here, Shadra, what you notice as you're it's not so much a change in the type of rock, but as you're going along, you start to pick up a pattern in the way that the rocks look as you're going through the tunnels. Um, and that is to say, some of the tunnels are newer than others. They seem to have been carved out more recently. And you can tell this because the striations in the rock that you gather maybe happen during flooding seasons or times when the water is particularly turbulent, or even just the simple wear of people using them over hundreds of years. You can tell that certain tunnels are newer than others, and there's no way that these tunnels would have been the original path. So you can immediately cull them from your view, or from your choices. And using this, you are able to navigate the last several miles of this journey until finally you notice the rocks becoming a little bit more and more smooth, and you're approaching the end of this journey after quite some time. Um, and as the rocks smooth out, you look at them and you can tell the smoothing isn't natural. It's done by humanoid hands. And that last bit is what finds there's like 5 paths that stretch out before you at the last. Uh, and as you come across them, you look through and you can see 4 of them seem to be that newer and slightly rougher stone, and one of them looks like what you would expect a path to be. And you lead the party through it, and you emerge on the other side. So, you all just passed that with 8 successes and no failures. So,
Solid.
Oh, flying colors!
Shout
there's
out health and luck points.
there is actually a there's actually a boon you get for that. If there was 8 successes and fewer than 3 failures, you would just done it no penalty. but with no successes, or with no failures, with just a straight run of successes.
That's pretty good if we pass it with no successes.
Well, so you still would have
Nice.
gotten to the others. I'll tell you what would have happened. If you'd gotten no successes, if you just failed 3 times in a row, it would have taken you all 3 days. You would have had to make high DC Constitution saves or take a level of exhaustion, and there would have been an extra encounter as, fun fact, the room you all left was effectively a gladiator's arena, and the winner became a full-fledged member of the council. And that new member would have been pursuing you, because he was the only one not chained up. So you
Oh,
would have had
crap.
a lovely little encounter with another werebear, had you all taken 3 failures in a row, or 1 failure or 1 success, 2 successes, or 3 successes and 3 failures. Anything up to 3 got you that. But you guys, you have no penalties whatsoever. It takes you just over a day to reach the end of the tunnel, which means you all get a long rest. And you
Hooray.
all get an inspiration. Not the mechanical point of inspiration. But as you emerge, Kayana, you can tell the influence of this seems to come from Helm. But to the rest of you, it just seems like a warm fuzzy.
Yay.
And all of you may re-roll ones on damage rolls for the next 24 hours.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Is there a spot for boons in here?
I
There
do not
is
know.
on the normal character sheet, but I don't know on D&D Beyond.
There's a notes section. You
Yeah, I
can
was
put it
gonna
under
say notes
other.
is the closest.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's probably where I should go.
Okay.
Roll
Ooh,
and
Now,
uh,
the final thing to do here is the boss fight. Do we want to do it? Or do we
There's a
want to
boss
leave
fight?
on an epic fucking cliffhanger?
I should be getting to bed in like 15 minutes.
Do y'all think you can
Yeah,
kill the
we
boss in
probably
15
can't
minutes?
finish a boss fight.
Can we beat a boss in 15 minutes?
I don't know.
Does anybody else find something? Or is that just me?
I'm not a bun.
well-
Well, maybe that's a sign.
I suppose so.
Alright. So, the most epic cliffhanger. And that
I mean, we can try.
is where we'll
We
pick up
can
next
try.
time. Okay. Okay, I'll put it to a vote. Do you guys want to try? Do you think you can do it in 15 minutes?
We just lost somebody. Now they're back.
No, they're back.
Okay.
All those in
Done.
favor, say aye.
We can
What are we
try.
doing?
Aye.
I
Alright, let's fucking do it. So,
okay.
I've got Kellum's character sheet up. I've got Eurondum's stats up. So let's do this, motherfucker.
We got
So
who
you
the
said
what?
we got a long rest, correct?
Yes, you all have a long
Okay.
rest.
Thank God.
Okay. Shit, I need to adjust my spell list really fast.
Do you want me to control Callum just to make things go faster?
Yes, please.
Alright, I got him.
So,
Oh, I can see his character sheet, I think.
let me see. Actually, let me grab a new sheet of paper here.
Yeah, I'll just pull up a notepad.
Actually, I have this fucker. Oh no, do I not have this fucker? I don't have this fucker. Apparently I don't have my initiative tracker printed out. So new sheet of paper it is. Alrighty.
Alright, I'm good to go.
And the Wraithheart stats, I need those up as well. I'm actually going to print them to make it easier. Pages 1. Print.
Is this going to be on Roll20 or are we doing Theater of the Mind for this?
This is Theater of the Mind. I apologize, I did not have a map ready, and we do not have the time to make it.
Nah, that's fine.
No, this is fine.
Yeah. This is
Also,
fine.
it's not too many enemies, so that's probably okay.
Yeah, we'll
Okay.
be fine. I hope.
I'm gonna pre-roll my initiative.
Yes,
Oh,
please do.
perfect.
Please go ahead
Yeah,
and
I'll
roll
do
it
that
in.
as well.
Okay, my spell list is set. I'm good to go. I got piss initiative.
Same.
Okay, so we've got them up. All right, so 20 plus. Lovely. 15 to 20.
17.
Jeff got 16.
BRB.
What was the other? Was that Wartalk 16?
17.
Wartalk 17, Jeff 16.
Okay. 10 to 15. Roll for Callum, please, Jeff.
I did.
Okay. 5 to 10.
9.
Callum also got 9. Do you prefer Callum to go before Shader, or Shader go first?
I can go first.
Okay.
Jeff,
Shader
yours
will
was
go
16?
Yes. Shader will go before Callum.
So that'll give you a turn in between to think.
Yep.
I got a 4.
Okay.
Good stuff.
So that's
I'm
1,
going
2, 3, 4,
to
5. Cool. All right. Are we running
go
away?
right ahead.
Okay.
Go right ahead. I'm just
Well,
putting my dishes.
Wartalk is first, so we're doing the boss fight. It might be 11. Sorry.
No, it's okay. I'm
I
gonna
was
be
saying that
listening
to
in.
Emily.
Oh, sorry. I'm gonna be listening in. Just gonna be brushing my teeth.
Oh boy, please mute yourself.
Okay, Callum is actually going to do a thing before we start,
Okay. What's
because
he gonna
this
do?
lasts 8 hours. Callum is going to cast Aid on Jeff himself and Shadra.
Okay.
For the next 8 hours, our current and max HP go up by 5.
Okay.
So Callum has 57 points. Jeff 59.
Okay. So, as you all emerge from this tunnel, finally well rested and feeling pretty damn good about yourselves, you come out into what can only be described as a sanctuary of sorts, but one that has been corrupted beyond recognition. Well, not beyond recognition, beyond what you would expect. Um, there's darkness that almost seems magical, but not quite, enveloping most of the room, hiding the corners and the sides of it from sight. In the center stands an altar that has a small beam of sunlight falling down upon it, but that beam of sunlight doesn't quite reach the surface of the altar. It is swallowed up by some unknown force. Before the altar stands a man, it seems, but his form is shifty. It seems almost organic, like it's moving on its own, like the very boundaries of his body are indefinite. He wears this black ebon armor that is spiked at points and has almost an aura of its own, this vibrating sort of red pulsing energy that you can almost feel coming off of it. And as he looks up, his eyes burn a deep, deep red. Upon the altar behind him sits a helm, and that helm is wreathed in a glorious gold annulus which has rays emanating out from its center. It is a beautiful sight to behold, but even its great beauty is swallowed and made pallid by the darkness within this chamber. Let's start. Wartalk, you're up first.
Oh, just the one guy there?
For now.
Okay.
Okay. How far away is he?
He is 40 feet from you.
All right. I'll cast slow on him.
Okay. What's the save?
Wiz 16.
That is a natural 16. He succeeds.
He has -3, right?
No, he has +2.
Dang. Okay. I do nothing.
Okay, Jeff, you're up.
I'm going. He's 40 feet away.
Yes.
Okay. I'm just going to walk 30 feet forward then,
Okay.
and that'll be my turn.
As you end your turn approximately 10 feet from him, he looks up and he simply says, "Die." And I would like you to make a wisdom saving throw.
Oh crap. My wisdom modifier. That's a 16.
Okay. You are not frightened of him, but you can feel this like oppressive pressure pushing down upon you, just from the glow of his eyes.
Yeah.
All right. He himself goes next. That's just his lair action. So he steps forward the 10 feet towards you, and you see a black glaive materialize out of thin air. Inside of this black carapace that makes up the weapon, you can see, almost straining to get out, is this. I can only describe it as a black light. It seems to try and shine through, but it is swallowed to the point that this blackness seems to emanate out from the weapon itself. That first hit is a 23. To hit.
Yep. Oh god, he's pulling out more dice.
That is 12 points of slashing damage
Okay.
and 4 points of necrotic. As the glaive
Okay.
slices through you, it almost passes through your armor to meet into your flesh, and you feel this hopelessness as the bite of the glaive carves through not only your flesh but then into your soul, and the wound itself begins to fester and die.
Ow.
All right.
Oh shit.
Second attack.
Cool.
That is a 24 to hit.
Yep.
That is another 7 slashing and 6 necrotic.
That in what necrotic?
Uh, 6.
Okay, cool. Ow.
And there's gonna be a third attack.
What?
That, however, misses with only a 9.
Thank God.
Oh god.
Okay.
That's spooky.
Let's see. Shadra, you're up.
Jeff's engaged with him.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm 10 feet away though, not 5.
Okay. Regardless, I'm still gonna move and bonus action dash
Okay.
to
You
cover
are
the
in
distance.
melee range with him.
And I am going to hit him with the short sword of the condemned.
Okay.
And you said he's a spooky ghosty guy?
He's not so much a ghost. He's definitely corporeal, but he has this almost ghost-like quality to him. Like,
Okay. So,
as you get close, it's almost like there are two presences there. Like, one of them is a physical body, and the other is like this spirit form around him.
okay. Well, I'm gonna whack him.
Okay. Whack away.
18.
That just hits.
Good to know. And that is 8 points of damage.
Okay.
I'm sorry. 9 points of damage.
Okay.
Unless he's a celestial.
He's not. He
Darn.
is not the opposite of a celestial, but he's definitely not celestial. Alrighty. Anything else?
Nope. That's...
Callum's turn.
Callum is going to walk 30 feet forward, stand next to Jeff.
Okay.
And, you said this guy was like a humanoid?
Yes, he is.
Alright, Callum is going to attempt to cast Hold Person on him. He needs to make a DC 14 Wisdom save.
Man, you guys suck. That is a natural... is that cocked? No, it is not. That is a natural 16.
Yeah, that passes. Alright, nothing happens.
Okay.
Worth a try.
Kayana, you're up.
Is he wearing armor?
He is. He's wearing plate.
Okay. I'm going to cast heat metal at 3rd level on him.
Okay. It's just automatic damage, right?
Um,
If he can't take it off.
Yes, it
Okay.
is. So
Does it
let me
happen
get-
now or at the beginning of his turn?
It happens right now,
Okay.
and I deal damage on subsequent turns. Since he cannot drop his armor, all attack rolls and ability checks he makes are with disadvantage.
Wow. Okay.
He takes 13 fire damage.
Yeah, heat metal's pretty good.
Might be a little bit helpful if he has 3 attacks. I don't know.
I mean, might be a little helpful if he has disadvantage on ability checks.
Yeah.
So it's attack rolls and ability checks?
Yeah,
Yes,
attack
sir.
rolls and ability checks at disadvantage.
Okay, fine. Let's see.
Fuck
What can
you.
he do? All right, that's fine.
I'm also backing up as just I'm backing up.
Give me just a second.
Mhm.
I just want to pull up all of his spells so that I don't have to worry about anything as I'm... Should have done
that's
this
fair.
beforehand, but you know. That one's not going to matter. Ooh, okay, sure. All right, so Kayana, is that your turn?
Mhm.
How much was the damage?
13 fire.
Okay. Alrighty. Wartalk, you're up.
I cast slow.
Okay. It's
DC 16.
wisdom again?
disadvantage. Wisdom.
I don't think he makes saving throws with disadvantage.
He does not.
Oh, crap.
Might still work.
That is also
Doing
an
it
18.
anyway. Alright,
Fuck.
and my turn.
Because it was actually higher before. I forgot he actually has a +6 to wisdom because he's proficient in them, not just his norm. Okay.
Worth a try.
So, let's see. Jeff. I'm gonna say Jeremiah. Oof.
I'm going to close the distance and attack him with Chill Mort.
Okay.
Oh. That is a 26 to hit.
That hits.
Okay, I'm going to spend a charge of Chill Mort and a superiority dice.
Okay. What are you doing?
I'm going to attempt a tripping attack.
Okay.
So,
Strength save.
yeah, it's a DC 16 strength save, and
20.
he passes, and he takes 19 damage.
Okay.
And I'm going to hit him again.
Do it.
That is a 19 to hit.
Okay, that hits.
Okay, phew. I'm gonna try the tripping attack again.
Okay.
Let me just mark it off.
Nat 20.
Okay, well, never mind, but he still takes the damage.
I am like, how the fuck has he not failed a save yet?
That is 13 damage.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I'm just gonna unload on this dude. I'm gonna action surge
Okay.
and attack him again.
Do it.
That's a 26 to hit.
That hits.
I'm gonna try another tripping attack.
Okay.
Can't succeed the save forever.
Strength.
Have you been using
That's an 18.
Have you been using Chill Ward on all these, honey?
Yeah,
He has.
not this one though. I'm running out. Well, actually, yeah, I'm just this one too.
Okay.
That is
Because you got a
22
long
damage.
rest. They should
yeah.
be.
Oh yeah, I did.
Wait, how much damage?
22. I
Okay.
rolled really well on that one, and then I get one more attack.
Nice.
That's a critical hit.
Jesus.
Yes.
All right,
Do
now
it.
I'm definitely gonna go for the tripping attack again
Okay.
and chill more.
What's
Yes.
the DC? Because that's a 16.
16.
Okay. So he still passes, just barely though.
Well, that's fine.
That was his lowest
Can't-
roll. It was a 12.
How much damage is this gonna do? I have to actually like do math on this one. All right, he takes 35 damage,
Jesus Christ.
Good.
Okay.
and I'm going to use my bonus action to use Second Wind.
Okay.
So I get 12 hit points back. And now my turn's over.
Okay. Cool. I hate you. As a lair action, he raises his hands up, and a wraith heart actually emerges from underneath of the ground. It is another wraith heart that has taken the form of a lycanthrope. So it is basically like that ghostly werewolf you found in the feral chambers, and it moves immediately, and it is going to.
Same turn reinforcements.
Yep. So it is going to attack you, Jeff, twice.
Okay.
Because you have just dealt almost 100 damage.
Cool.
And so he's not too happy with you.
Good.
So yeah, 2 attacks.
Yeah.
The first one misses.
Good.
The second one is a 19.
That misses as well. My AC 20.
Nice. Okay. So the reinforcement does not manage to hit you. But then it is his turn. And he is going to cast Dispel Magic and end the heat metal spell on himself.
Ah, fuck.
And is then going to make his remaining actually
Yeah, isn't Dispel Magic an action?
It is.
so his multi-attack includes spellcasting.
His multi-attack includes what?
Includes a spell cast. So he could make 3 attacks, or he can cast a spell and make 1 attack. But I'm trying to parse if the recharge ability counts as that other attack, or if it's a separate thing. I think it's a separate thing. So he's just going to make a melee weapon attack against you with his glaive.
Okay.
That is a 20 to hit.
Yeah, that AC is 20, that hits.
Okay. 7 points of slashing damage and 7 points of necrotic.
Okay. I am just barely bloodied now.
Well,
I'm bleeding
clearly
a
I need
little
to make this fight harder.
Ow!
All right, Shadra, you're up.
All right. I'm gonna whack and whack. That's
Okay.
about all I can do. So short sword. That is an 18 plus 8, which is 26 to hit.
That hits.
All
I'm
right.
within 5 feet now, so you get sneak attack, I think.
Yep. Okay, that's better. 20 points of damage.
Okay. Sweet.
And then silver dagger.
Alrighty.
Let me actually roll the attack, not the damage, and that'll be a 7 or 17 to hit.
That does not hit. That misses.
Okay.
Clinks against the armor.
Clinkety clank. Yeah, that's me.
Okay. Let's see. Callum is next.
Callum is going to move next to Jeff and the baddie and attack the baddie with Atterags.
Okay.
Yeah.
You could get into a position where you had advantage.
Okay, Callum will do that.
Okay.
Okay, that's better. That's a 22 to hit.
That hits.
Okay. Callum is going to do Thunder Smite.
Alrighty.
Yeah. Okay, so it needs to make a strength 14 saving throw.
14. Okay. That is a natural 3.
All right, he fails. He is pushed away 10 feet, knocked prone.
Okay.
And then as he's knocked prone, Callum will... Okay, I forgot to say damage. He takes a total of 15 damage.
Okie doke.
And Callum is going to close the 10 feet distance, hit him again. With
Okay.
advantage because he's prone.
Yep.
That is a 23 to hit.
Hits.
Okay. And he's already prone, so I think Callum is going to do a Divine Smite.
Alrighty.
So this just adds 2d8 radiant damage.
Alright.
Okay, that was really good rolls. That was 25 damage.
Wow. Nice. Okay.
So that's Callum's turn.
Alrighty. Kayana, you're up.
Jeff, do you want me to heal you?
I think I'm fine.
Okay.
We need to kill this guy first.
I could do something kind of mean to the DM.
Do it.
Do it.
We are going to conjure animals.
Okay.
What? Okay. Let me just double check something. What? Okay, that's challenge 1/2. So I'm gonna need to roll initiative for them, but I think they move on summoning. Regardless, I have 4 black bears that just come out of thin air and are primed to maul this dude.
Black bears are challenge rating 1/2.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, brown bears are challenge rating 1. Black bears are much weaker.
Okay.
I feel like numbers might be more important since these guys technically can't die.
4 bears are better than 2.
When they drop
That's
to 0
right.
hit points, they can totally die.
The wild okay, so the conjure animals are fey. I don't know if you can target them. Oh yes, you can. I'm fucking dumb. That I
You
did
can
a
kill the animals.
I did a big bad.
They kill them every GDQ.
Why would you
I'm
not be able to target them?
I'm a big stupid. It's bedtime.
Yeah, okay. Alright.
Okay, so
Cannonball rules.
do you want me to roll their initiative, roll their attacks?
Yes, roll their initiative. It does not look like they can take a turn immediately.
Okay, that's fine. Wow. Okay.
You
We
should probably let them
They
have
all
the
go as a
same
group.
initiative.
It's 1 initiative.
okay.
It's easier to manage that way anyway.
Much.
They get a fucking 19.
Okay, they will go first on the turn order.
Grr.
Which
Fair
is
army,
now.
let's go.
Okay. Well, in that case, if you insist,
Do you have the stats or do I need to pull them up?
I have the stats.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, first bear gets a crit.
How far away are they? How close can you get them?
They-
Unoccupied
the dude
space
is-
that you can see within range, so you're good. The range
I'm
is
good.
60
the,
feet.
the boss
Yep.
is the
You're
boss
fine.
is 50 feet away from you in prone because Thunderous Might.
Yep. But that is
Oh,
within your 60 feet, so you're fine.
Do they get advantage because he's
Yes,
prone?
he's
Yep.
prone. They all get advantage.
Okay, alright. First attack is a fucking crit.
Yep.
So, that is its bite. We get max damage,
Nice.
14 pierce,
Okay.
claws, miss. Alright, second bear.
They all have multi-attack too?
Yes.
Yeah, they're bears.
Yep, okay, second bear first hit, dirty 20.
Okay.
5 pierce.
Okay. His AC is 18, so just go ahead and roll them and tell me what the
Okay.
damage is.
Okay, second bear, second attack misses. Third bear. Just barely hits. 3 piercing. Another fucking crit.
Wait, are these magical weapons? I don't think they would count, would they?
No.
Okay, then
No.
he's not taking any damage from this.
At all?
Nope.
He's immune to non-magical weapons.
Yep.
Well, I guess they can give him a nice little winter coat.
Actually, let me double check. He might just be...
Resistant.
Oh yeah, he's just resistant. You're right. It's the
Okay, thank God.
it's the flesh render who's immune. Okay.
Jesus. Okay. Let me roll claw damage. So 8, 10, 12, 14. And then fourth bear. Miss.
Wait, 14.
Crit.
Yeah. 14 damage.
Okay, yeah.
That's without the damage reduction from
Yeah.
resistance.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That was what was
okay.
throwing me off. Okay.
And then last bear, final hit. Nyeh. Last hit is 5 slashing damage.
Okay.
End of bear turn.
And the
Alrighty.
bear.
Wartalk is up.
Alright, Eldritch Blast.
Okay.
15.
That does not hit.
Alright. 14.
That also does not hit, unfortunately.
Alright, pass turn.
Okay. Jeff.
I'm gonna move up 10 feet because he was knocked back 10 feet and attacking with advantage
Yep.
because he's prone. I crit him again. Good God.
Good.
Pop and use some chill more, but I'm out of superiority die, so he gets a slight reprieve, not much. Alright, so the first attack deals 24 damage.
Jesus. Okay. He is
And
not
I'm
looking good.
going second attack. That is a 23 to hit.
Okay, that hits.
Okay. And that one is 14. No, that's 13 damage.
Okay. That is actually enough. So, I would like everyone to roll dexterity saving throws.
Okay.
Ah.
I'm next to Kellum, so I get aura protection, but I don't think it's gonna matter because I rolled crap.
6, 5.
Kellum got a 19. Jeff got like a 7.
Okay.
Dirty 20.
Okay, not that bad. So you all take wait, is that what yes. 17 points of force damage to everyone who got above a 15 or below a 15, and half of that to everyone who got above a 15 as this figure falls with the final blow of Jeff's sword. You watch as he almost implodes and then bursts outward with this wave of emanating black force, which slams all of you backwards. Some of you, it hits into walls, and you sort of slam your back up against it. When the dust finally settles, there is still a figure there. But now his armor is no longer black. It is the gleaming armor of a knight. And he
Is
sits...
the race heart still there?
No, it is gone.
Okay, thank
He
God. Okay, we won.
is on both knees, and a mortal wound has punctured through his breastplate. And you see him clasp at his heart. And he looks up heavenward. And you hear him say, Helm, am I forgiven now? And the final breath leaves his lungs, and he expires. And that is where we'll pick up next time.